Dibble. Man, I wish I had that right now. That'd be that. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. What's up, James? Yeah, man. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how it goes tonight. It's gonna get weird. The world's weird. What's up, Dano? Tuna, paper. George, what's up? Yeah, dude. We'll see how it goes tonight. It might get a little weird. I'll be honest with you guys. My wife's about had it. There's like, you guys know there's some like internet haters and stalkers out there that are like super weirdos and they like to make it uncomfortable, but I mean, I ain't afraid of that shit. And she ain't either. She just got a headache from it. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna do the show no matter what, but the wife might have to dip out. So you guys will have to carry me the rest of the way. Yeah, Shabbat Shalom, Carolyn. Sheila's on here. Mr. Wilson, Jetson. Yeah, the world's we've entered into a new season, but I've made some videos on this. I mean, most of you that are in the Word and paying attention a little bit, most of you guys probably already sensed the season changing coming, and now I think we're like kind of edging over the line now into the weirdness, and you know, we'll see. It can change. It can change dramatically really quick. It just really depends. There's certain things that could kick it off quick, but it could be a slow boil too. And it's been a little bit of a slow boil, I think, for the last 5 years. And it might just be like, it's like boiling now. It's like full roll. So we'll see what happens. But I'm not scared. I'm just paying attention, you know, because if stuff gets too weird, you know, we just pivot, and we're pretty good at that. So it's not a thing, except for the world and the governments and the shadow governments all pretty much hate us. So, you know, that makes it extra fun.
It's also not a battle of flesh and blood, but of spirit.
Yeah.
Which makes it even.
Yeah. So you're fighting spiritually and in the physical.
Physically.
Yeah, seemingly. Well, it'll be some of that. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. What's up, Tora Bob, James? Let's see, Texoma. What's up, Texoma? Sawson's on here somewhere. Kerbo, what's up, Yeet? Yeet. What else we got? Sheila's on here. Yeah, dude. I'm I don't know about you guys, but I'm like prepping extra stuff, like kind of making sure some certain things are like in order, and there's fucking layers, right? So one of the ones that I'm ready to get finished up is I've got to do rainwater catchment on this thing, and I don't really have the money to do it right now. I will do it at some point, but the problem with doing the rainwater catchment is the fascia and the soffits are shot, dude. So I can't put gutters up yet. Now, if it gets sketchy, I'm gonna use some old freaking gutters and just put up and run what I got because, you know, do the best you can with what you got where you're at, and I know how to do that. I mean, I can take, you know, freaking all kinds of stuff and make a gutter out of it and make it work. You know, yeah, I could put 2x4s together and make a gutter and make it work. I would rather not do that. Yeah, I'd rather not do that. But if I had to, I could. And water's life. I'll be honest with you guys. Heart condition for me on preparedness. One of the big things for me is there's nothing that I got in my life, including the house, the boat, the truck, the tools. None of the stuff I got here. You know, I'll walk away from all of it if I have to, because it's not a thing. You know, and so like that's it. And then you guys know how I feel about Greater Exodus. Like if we're bugging out, you know, maybe we ain't loading up 950 buckets and barrels and you know all that stuff, and maybe we are. You know, who knows? Um, you know, there's a place in the wilderness prepared for us. So, what does that look like? You know, is it some spot that the Father's put it on somebody's heart to put a bunch of stuff there and like make it ready like a sanctuary? Maybe. Or maybe the Father knows where we're at with stuff and what we're going to have and what we're not going to have, and He just puts the right amount of whatever it is we need. Or we're just out there on some manna and quail, bro. Which, in either situation, I trust Him. As uncomfortable as it gets or not, like I'm not tripping too much. I get because of people in the world, I get a little like, you know, and I can feel it. I can feel it in my spirit. There's something heavy going on. And I knew it before I noticed other people seeing it and feeling it. But, you know, it's like, is it just me or am I tripping? And you're like, man, I feel like we're turning the page. And then all of a sudden you hear a couple brothers and they're going, hey, man, I feel like we're turning the page. Or, hey, man, we're in a different season. Or, hey, man. And you're like, okay, it's not just me. So it makes it interesting. So if you got people you love, you know, every second you got, make sure that you're doing a little preventative maintenance. Make sure you're like plussing yourself up in the Word. Listen to it audibly, whatever, while you're stuffing buckets or fixing the water or whatever.
Nathan says, what scenarios are you thinking about which might lead you to leave it being? Might lead to you leaving?
Which,
I think he's new.
oh, okay. Well, Nathan, to be honest with you, brother, I don't want to break that down for you. I mean, it's going to be different for everybody. But
Bible stuff.
my indicators are probably different than yours. But, you know, there's going to come a time where you got to take the mark. You know, I mean, that's one aspect. Or you can't buy or sell or trade, right?
Brother will turn against brother, and
Yeah.
there'll be a lot of chaos going on.
And
if you read the Bible, you see that there's going to be a lot of chaos going on in the world.
Even in the birth pains, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even in the birth pains, there's going to be earthquakes and famines and plague and war. You know, I mean, just in the birth pains alone, which I believe maybe we're stepping into, it's going to be, or maybe we've been in the birth pains and we're all just retarded. And we're about to like start cracking seals. Who knows? You know, like we'll know when the seasons actually come in full. You know, when they mature into the season we're in, we'll have a better understanding. I gotta imagine we're gonna have some pretty good wars. One of the scenarios that I run in my head that I will share with you guys, and I've shared it before, is that in order for a new system to come into play, like the beast system, right? In order for that to work here, we're gonna have to lose like the Constitution that we have, because you can't have a free Constitution kind of thing and then have that too. So that means that what we know as what we're familiar with and what we grew up with is like a kind of a free country will no longer exist the same. Um, it will not be the same. So, and that's, that's just how it is, man. And as a superpower country we are, we gotten soft and we don't know what it's like. If you think about like what people have to do in other countries to live and what they live on at bare minimum, and that they can make it through that, I think that it would wreck a lot of people. And I think that a lot of the food that we have in our stuff right now has gotten people so sick and unhealthy that it's going to be really tough.
You know what? Even as simple as just not knowing how to make your own food. Because so many people only buy pre made food at the store. They buy fast food. They don't even, like, if it comes down where you can't go to the store, all of a sudden you have to use what you got and nobody knows how to eat. Because it's not pre made. Like,
Well,
it could be very simple.
that's another thing too, is if there's no stores, if you look at the Great Depression, they hunted a lot of the game animals and other animals too. I mean, like squirrels, whatever you could get, right? They hunted them nearly to extinction in the built up areas, like in around the built up areas. Um, because they're like if you're let's say you're in a city,
Try
right?
to watch your language, Vincent.
So let's say let's just say this. Let's just say you're in a big city, right? And I say big, I'll say relatively big. We'll say 500,000 people, okay? And there's 500,000 people in the city. How fast do you think the resources in that city would disappear? Because grocery stores, for just the people who shop in it regularly, they only carry about 3 weeks worth of food, max. And if people started to panic or stuff got weird, right? Like say the power grid went down, well, all the frozen refrigerated stuff's gone within a few days. Because if you don't cook it or have a way to keep it good or cure it or do all the different things, it's pretty much gone anyhow, right? So there's a lot of different angles.
Also, think about how everybody reacted when Charlie Kirk got shot. Like, it was like life changing, right?
Yeah.
All over America. But that's normal in a lot of other places. Like, that's totally normal for people who are believers to
Or
be
or
killed.
people that speak out
Mhm.
against BS.
Like, it's very normal. And for us, we're like, like, we are so sheltered here that we have no idea what the world is really like out there.
Yeah, and I talk to people in other countries, and they're like, yeah, in certain regions, if we get caught preaching the gospels, they'll like cut our arm off to begin with, or they'll just kill us. And if we have families, forget about it because they're going to do terrible stuff to our families. And that's been going on as forever. And so the luxuries that we have here with rule of law and a lot of different stuff that people kind of forget about. They forget that there's security in that because cops don't prevent crimes, but they make criminals think twice. Um, and they slow the process down. But when there's no cops, there's no emergency services really. I mean, it's going to be a heyday for people that are like, I don't believe in God. I don't believe in none of that. And if you're weak, I'm taking your stuff. So prepare yourself, I mean, Messiah, he wasn't joking when he's like, if you don't have a sword, sell your cloak and buy one. Because there's a point where you got to defend yourself because you're not going to just roll over, right? Um, and for some people, that's going to be your calling is to get captured and be persecuted for your faith. And that's just the way it is. That could be mine. That could be yours. We don't know. But that's just part of it. And for me, I don't really talk about that a lot, but that's always on the forefront of my mind when we talk about the end is near. Um, and nobody knows the day or the hour, but we're supposed to watch and pay attention to the seasons. Matter of fact, there's plenty of verses in there that talks about you're going to know, like the parable of the fig tree, you're going to know that season's near. you're gonna know, right? And the writing's on the wall for some of it, and just because America falls doesn't mean that's like the beginning of tribulation, because I don't want you to take that and say that's what it is, because it's not. It could be very well, it could be part of the birth pains, but that doesn't mean it's tribulation. So don't take it the wrong way. But it's been a long time since we had a real big war in the world, and I think we're overdue. And I think people are itching to fight, and unfortunately, even if that's not your fight, you're going to be caught in the middle somewhere. So I'm not watching the chat. I need help. Let me look on your big screen because it's way easier.
Can you weigh in on the Hebrew translation of the 666 symbol? I'm not sure we have a lot of input.
I'll be honest with you, I don't. I don't have it. What's your take on that, Brandon? Because I'll be honest with you, that's something that's been debated and looked into. There's even like people that go, it's not 666, it's 616. There's a lot to that, right? Yeah, there goes Kermode. I've just seen yours on there. And there's a lot of different stuff.
I think we'll know when we see it.
I don't think if you're praying and you're with his people, I think it's going to be pretty obvious that's a no-no. I mean, just look how timid believers were about getting vaccinated during COVID. They're like, I'm not doing that. You know, that's the mark. It's going to change my genes. This and that. Look how timid people were, right? And that's not even like hardcore believers, but just people in general that were like recognizing something was up, right? So I don't think that'll catch us by surprise, but I don't think it's going to look quite what our minds can imagine. I think we'll recognize it when we see it. And I pray constantly.
Yeah, look, Farm for Truth says, my understanding is that you will be making a clear decision to follow God or follow the beast.
Well, and that's the thing, is it's for some people, there's going to be a great falling away. You guys know what it says. There's going to be a great falling away. It talks about that. Well, part of that great falling away is because people think they're going to get raptured and he can't be real, or we got left behind because we're here during this, and so we're not going to get raptured, and they're going to fall away from faith altogether.
Or they don't know the biblical Messiah, and so they could recognize a fake one. That's why it's very important for us, you guys, to be knowing the Word.
Yeah, so, and just knowing the Word by yourself without... It's important that you have a holy convocation, like an assembly, a body of believers that you hang out with, and that you don't all agree on the same stuff. Because I'll be honest with you, like, most of the dudes that I hang out with, there's plenty of stuff we disagree on. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't agree with everything that TJ says or Pastor Joe. I don't agree with everything that Zach Bauer says or One Night Ministries. Like, there's a bunch...
If there's a clear...
there's a bunch of stuff that we don't see 100% the same. Like we don't necessarily recognize the same thing at the same time, and we all learn from each other. Period. I mean, there's stuff that I've learned, and there's stuff that people have learned from me, in what I'm saying. So like it's not a one-way valve. You know, like we all have something and perspective that really matters. And when you know somebody's fruit and their walk and who they are as a person, it's easier to have discernment with what somebody's telling you that they're seeing, and easier for you to digest possibly looking at that.
You're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Just
And
monitoring.
yeah, and I'll be honest with you, dude. So if
you guys hear that echoing from between our phones?
Well, my phone's not doing that.
Oh, I think it's playing through there then. I don't know. It's
It
like...
is playing through there. Yeah, you should turn your volume down. or just put it on no ring.
Do not disturb, baby. My favorite button that my husband hates. He can break through the do not disturb though.
Yeah, so I think for me, I'm not tripping on that stuff. That's pretty far in. And even if we get there, so let's just I'll give you little nuggets. So like AI, and the internet and the banking and crypto and digital stuff, I think all of that is going to be a big soup sandwich for the beast system. And then we're going to have the false prophet and we're going to have the antichrist. And so we're going to have these three entities kind of trying to counterfeit the Father, the Son, and the Ruach, the Holy Spirit. And I think you're going to have a little bit of this, right? And it's like, who can fight against the beast, you know? And you think about how many cameras are all over the place, how many ways that they got tracking us, those little rectangles of death that we carry around in our pocket everywhere with us. There's going to come a time where those things are going to have to go, right? All the facial recognition stuff. I mean, even if your face is covered up, they still know who you are now, right? They just need the eye box. That's all they need. So there's a lot of
You
stuff.
start wearing tanning goggles.
Right? So there's a lot of stuff. And let me give you a for instance. So like I do stuff with my dudes, right? And so like if we're out at nighttime, I can look at somebody's silhouette when it's dark and you can just barely see their silhouette moving and I know who it is. I can tell just by the way that they move who that is. And if I can do that and I have that simple discernment because I've got dwell time and context with my peeps, how much do you think our phones and cameras and everything else has been watching us for years? Just saying, man. So, yeah, when you got to go off into the wilderness, we ain't bringing out none of that nonsense with us, right? Just saying.
I mean, and you can see people that didn't have super conviction before are starting to recognize more and more and like withdraw more and more, you know? And like even, you know, we've been using Netflix for a long time.
There's not a rapture next week.
The kids are, you know, like
Sorry,
at this point
Taylor.
we're like, okay, it's time to go back to DVD player, I think.
Taylor, if there's a rapture next week, in a couple weeks when that doesn't happen, I want you to come back here and then we'll share some stuff about the rapture. Because what the rapture is to most people is not really
In the Bible.
not the same, because there's two different events that happen. One is where the evil people are plucked out of the world. The next one is where we're called up into the clouds. Those are two different things. And when we're called up into the clouds with Messiah, that's like way deep in the seals. When we see him coming in the clouds, and it says that in Matthew, in Matthew 24, and it says immediately after the tribulation, we'll see the sign of Son of Man coming in the clouds.
And it even says, like, thankfully the times will be cut short, otherwise even the elect would be led astray.
What's up, Barb? So I think
We're gonna go through it.
that, you know, like, and here's the thing, is there's already so many people with ill intentions out there working in the background that hate us, that hate believers, right? And all different levels of believers. Some hate Christians, some hate whole Bible believers like us. Some people hate Jews. You know, it's like anybody that has faith, you know, and if you're not Muslim, then they might hate you too. So there's a lot of things in all of that. So there's already people at work that, if they had the opportunity, would wipe us off because they think it's justified and they think that they're doing the Father's will. And that's a prophesied thing to come. So, and it's just part of it, man. So like, don't be alarmed. These are all things that are going to come. Babe.
I gotta be honest, I haven't read my Bible since my two brothers were killed in 9/11. Both were in the Twin Towers. So yeah, me and the big upstairs aren't on speaking terms nowadays.
Hey, so I hear you.
Dark Sigma.
Yeah, Dark Sigma. I hear you. But don't mistake man's free will and evil intent with the Father's ability to give us free will, right? So if he were going to stop people from doing evil stuff, we wouldn't really have free will, and then we couldn't choose. And I know that's a hard one for people to grasp, but like, we lost a child. Okay, so I'll just put it to you like this: we lost a child. We were pregnant with twins, and right at birth, we had a stillborn, one of the twins, and we didn't know it till the last minute, and it was really hard. But I knew for some reason that he wasn't punishing me, and that it wasn't his fault, and it's that life just happens, because the word says that the rain will fall on the just and the unjust alike, which means that life just happens. There's going to be good and bad. There's going to be people who do bad stuff, and people. If somebody decides they want to come to wherever I'm at and they run my kids over, it's not God's fault because He didn't stop them. That's not really it. It's that person abused their free will. You know what I mean? And that's a tough one to swallow, but that's the truth, man. Free will's it's a double-edged sword, because you can do righteous stuff with it and you can do evil stuff with it.
And even if you do righteous stuff with it, people are still going to do evil stuff with theirs. But the more we do righteousness with ours, at least we know that that's a little less
Yeah, so like,
evil in the world.
here's the thing, it's like the Lord's Prayer says, forgive us of our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Like, we can't ask for forgiveness if we're not able to forgive. And even though there's bad stuff that happens, you gotta find peace in your heart on how to forgive, because if you don't have forgiveness, man, it'll eat your lunch.
Also lost my wife and 2 daughters because I wasn't able to get home to protect them, so my mind and heart are very black nowadays. I feel like, that's I feel like we all started with black hearts, man.
Yeah.
A lot of us started with black hearts, tainted hearts.
Hey, even in that darkness, man, He knows you, and He's right there. So as soon as you decide you want to talk to Him again, even if you're mad, go ahead and talk to Him mad.
And maybe it'll help, but the whole world is corrupt because of people, right? Like, the Father created things to work a certain way, and people like to mess with that system. And every time man tries to play God, it creates ripples. And unfortunately, some things in our lives are affected by those ripples.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that God Himself is not loving and compassionate and forgiving and freeing. It just means that people freaking suck.
Yeah.
And we know that. People freaking suck. I'm not a big people person right now.
How would we know what good was if there wasn't evil?
Mm-hmm.
What's up, McMaster? Seeing you on here.
In my thoughts, evil people have to answer to the Lord. We shall forgive. It's His job to punish, not ours. Amen. That's right.
Yep, that's it.
And obviously, Dark Sigma will be freaking praying, because it's paralyzing. The hate. Just being aware of the evil in the world, not understanding, it's paralyzing. But we want, we'll be praying, because there is freedom from that.
And you know what? The Father understands this stuff, man. He does. He gets it. And I'll tell you why. There's really good examples in the Word where He's just like, nope, this whole hot mess is evil and I'm done with it. And then He floods the whole earth.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not like He doesn't understand the angles. He does. And He knows us. I mean, we're created. So if He knows your heart and He knows how pained you are, there's some things there.
And obviously, like, what was I? I didn't have any really belief, but I definitely didn't like the idea of the Bible God because of the way people represented Him. But when I realized that He was real, I remember having like a moment where it was almost like a movie montage where it was just all these like memories kind of flooding. And it was like every moment in my whole life where I had thought, if God was real, how could he let this happen? But it was like I was able to see it and see where he was in that moment and what he was like what he was doing. And it was all people. Like all the people are at fault, and a lot of that comes from people don't fear God and they don't follow him. And we choose to follow him because
139.
well, does it have a verse? A specific verse or just the whole chapter? Oh, 1 through 12. Okay, Psalm 139. O Yahweh, you have searched me and know me. You know my sitting down and my rising up. You understand my thought from afar. You sift my path and my lying down, and know well all of my ways. For there is not a word on my tongue, but see, O Yahweh, you know it all. You have closed me in behind and before, and laid your hands upon me. Knowledge too wondrous for me. It is high, and I am unable to reach it. Where would I go from your spirit, or where would I flee from your face? If I go up into the heavens, you are there. If I make my bed in Sheol, see, you are there. I take the wings of the morning, I dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea. There too your hand would lead me, and your right hand hold me. If I say darkness shall cover me, then night would be light for me. Even darkness is not dark for you, but night shines as the day. As is darkness, so is light. You want me to keep going? That was 12.
I mean, the context after it, I don't know. I love it. I love to hear it.
And it says, vengeance is mine, says the Lord.
Yeah. So, and I,
He
like,
will repay, for sure.
yeah, and I don't, like I have to trust that the great day when Messiah comes back and he's laying waste to all the evil people, either a bunch of them have repented,
Which is the goal.
yeah, or they will not, which it says there's a bunch of them that won't. And they're gonna get dealt with, man, and that's it. And so I trust that.
Tristan, you on here?
Yeah, Tristan's on here.
Like, I feel like Tristan could help there. He says, I just wish I could hug my wife and my daughters and my brother again. I miss them so much. Yeah, I mean, I think grief is, it's one of the, like, grief and loss is one of the hardest things to get through. And you never do really get over it, right? It hurts a little less
Over time.
And for us, I think it helps because, like, we know our faith, right? And we know that the one we've lost is, like, safe. It's good, we find a lot of peace in the Father and in His Word and His what's it called? Comforting.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing is he comforts the ones that need comforting. And there's a lot of promises in the Word, man. And so for me, I can't, like in the world, I got no tools or nothing to deal with most of this stuff. But in the Word, I've got a toolbox of principles and promises, and it's a lamp to my feet, especially when it's super dark. So maybe
He says he's at the bar right now drinking crazy because I'm really alone and I'm not interested in going to my house with nobody there.
well, take me with you, bro, and go home and crack a Bible open or download a Bible app. Also, if you ever need to talk about some real stuff, you can email me, and you can go back and watch this video later. Email me at bucketsandbibles .icloud at icloud.com. Yeah, that one. And I have over many years been able to be support or counsel or a trusted closed mouth friend for lots and lots of people. So if you got stuff, man.
Is your email on the YouTube channel info?
I think it is, man.
Let me check.
Will you double check? Go up and check on there.
No.
It's not on there.
We
could
can
put it
in
on
the chat,
there.
though.
Yeah, you can put it in the chat. Put it in the chat.
And is it spelled out?
Yeah, and
Hopefully that's right. I don't actually know it.
oh, it didn't come up as a link though.
If it is, it would help because I'm so drunk right now. So I won't be able to remember it.
That's good. Screenshot it, bro, and you'll have
Oh
it for
yeah,
later.
it's in the chat. Just screenshot it, and then later you'll go through and be like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah, email me when you're not hammered. It'll help.
Rusty, don't idolize people. There is no savior other than Yeshua.
Yeah.
Everybody could be part of a sick and twisted system. Don't put all your faith in a person.
Yeah.
Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Central America?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm trying to learn geography,
it might be
guys.
South America. I don't know. South of us, for sure.
Okay. Anyways, shalom, y'all.
There's a bunch of stuff on there I didn't get to
It's
see.
Shabbat. No, we got most of it. They're talking with him.
Yeah, it's good. Gus is on here.
Yeah, the hardest time to have faith is usually the best time to have faith.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're just catching up in the chat.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of chat that I didn't get to see.
Okay. How's everybody doing? Argentina is at the bottom of the what? Oh, okay, continent. North America? The continent? Which one? Because I just learned that all of those, North America, South America, Central America, are all Americas. So Canada is technically America. South. South America. The bottom of South America. Cool, man. What was your biggest takeaway from Shabbat? Which Shabbat?
Yeah.
Because it's technically just now starting. Oh, he said he just put his email in the chat, so hopefully you saw it. Let me see. Oh, no, that's ours. I did not see your email. Oh, he said he just screenshotted it, though.
Okay, good. Good enough.
I don't see your email. New to Torah, what do you consider work on Shabbat? We love to work, so organizing is relaxing. Is that work? Mrs. Wilson says.
Well, if you're like, somebody calls and they're like, I'm working on organizing my bookcase or my kitchen, I mean, so really here's the heart part of the Sabbath. The Sabbath is actually supposed to be a holy convocation, which means it's a set apart gathering, right? And so if it's the Sabbath and you look in Leviticus 23, the first one on the list is the Sabbath out of all the Moedim, the appointed times. Well, the weekly Sabbath is that first one. So it's a time where he expects us to show up and he expects us to rest. And the principle of day of prep comes out of Exodus. And so day of prep means that you do all this work ahead of time on day of prep, which is usually Fridays. Sometimes it starts Thursdays, depending on how much you got to do. And then you're able to like really cut free from all the stuff, because I like cooking, right? I love cooking. It's fun for me. But is it restful? You know, and there's like different layers. So for me, we don't cook and we don't do any work that we would normally do during the weekdays. I mean, if you're gonna like, yeah, it's a hard one to call, but for me, I try not to. I try to really have a day where I just rest, and I wouldn't say that like
Spend time in the Word. Get used to spending time with God.
organizing the silverware drawer isn't like work, but are you resting? Because it's basically a rest from what your life. Like if it's just part of your everyday life that you're tripping on, that's a day you get to unplug from it.
I also have the ADHD, so I get, well, also the TISM. I don't know which one this is, but I don't know sometimes when to stop, and I zoom in way too far on stuff. So I will, if I start a little, oh, this should be nothing, oh, this will be fine, a little project, it could lead to hours and hours of me tweaking out on stuff. So eventually that will be work, and I don't know where the line is. And so he will stop me when I start, oh, it's just this little thing. He'd be like, nope, because I will take it too far.
Yeah, and so here's one of the things is don't start no stuff on the Sabbath, right? Don't start no problems. Don't kindle a fire. Don't get the Father heated.
No, there's that little dot there.
Don't start a fire. Don't cook. And the reason we don't cook, and we see that it says don't cook, is it in Exodus it's given an example of when the Sabbath is retaught to the people. They're basically, when they're writing it up, they're like, hey, like, bake what you'll bake and boil what you'll boil, for tomorrow is the Sabbath day's rest, right? So that's saying that you do that stuff ahead of time so that you don't have to worry about it then. Does that mean you can't turn a crock pot on? I mean, you're probably fine with that. If you have a fire going on the Sabbath, can you throw another piece of wood on it? Yeah, you can do that. But when it starts to become laborious or not restful, you should probably pivot.
And the thing is, that's it. About Shabbat is the day of prep is really important. And we've found that like a good day of prep makes for an amazing, restful, fruitful Shabbat. But when we have a bad day of prep, it makes Shabbat less restful, if that makes sense. So there's a lot of stuff that we can do Friday to ease into Sabbath to cover it so we can rest. And yeah, feeding the animals. I mean, we have to feed the animals. It says, "Do you not take your donkey for water or whatever?" Like,
yeah,
we feed animals.
Yeah, if we can do it ahead of time where they're squared away, but like we don't leave food out for the dogs, right? So we're gonna go give the dog some food or the cat some food or something like that, you know. Because what are you gonna make them fast because you're not have to work? That doesn't seem.
They're supposed to be able to rest all fat and happy too.
Yeah. So.
Preservation of life, that's right, James.
Yeah, and it's, you know, and that it's really, so it's heart condition, and not everybody's going to come to that same understanding, but as you practice and evolve, and especially do it with people, your understanding will grow and it'll mature. So, you know, just pray about it, and whatever you're convicted to do that, and don't harden yourself in the ways that you are now. Stay the potter's clay, and clay's moldable. So that means you're going to be able to pivot or grow or morph into a little something different. What's up, Jimmy Carr's on here?
And it's funny, yeah, Sheila says, I start prep on Thursday, so not a lot of work Friday after work, especially now that it's getting darker earlier. It's funny because I think of, like, in the summer, we have really long days, right? So you're like, Shabbat doesn't end until what, 8 or 9, and everybody's starving. So you would need to like prepare
This is a great question.
Wait, you would need to prepare your food for Saturday night because what are you gonna do? Wait till 9 o'clock to eat? But then in the winter, you're like, we have to have dinner done early now, but we don't have to worry about tomorrow's dinner.
Sometimes
because
we
it'll
wait
be
till
like
9 o'clock.
4 or 5 o'clock in the evening.
Sometimes
You
we
can
wait
just
till
start
9
cooking.
o'clock because that, like, sometimes we have people over
Mhm.
after we, we get together and we midrash, which means we kind of go back and forth in the word. There's one up here, yeah. So, what's the name?
Tanuki?
Yeah, Tanuki. Do you use other people to do work? No, not at all. No.
It says not to cause anybody else.
Yeah,
work.
it's actually not causing anybody to work either. So, like, we don't order pizzas or go out to eat or anything like that. We don't do any money exchanges. We're not shopping online, buying stuff. There's a lot of stuff. I try not to check the bank account or worry about any bills. Like if you forget and you forget to pay a bill and it's like, hey, it's due today. It's going to be late if we don't pay it. Sometimes we'll eat the late fee and sometimes we'll pay it. But
you learn better before Shabbat to make sure all your bills are paid
Yeah,
because you feel really convicted about it.
yeah,
Even,
so it's like we're not going to do it perfect. You just got to try to
and that's
keep.
where the grace comes in. The grace doesn't give us an excuse to keep doing wrong, but the grace gives us room to grow and learn.
Yeah, so once you mess up and you're like, oh, I shouldn't be doing that, then you can pivot.
Brian Barnes, do y'all blow the shofar to start your Shabbat?
Sometimes, but we don't really have any like major traditions. We try to do a family dinner. We try to do a family dinner together and get together because most of the other times during the week, we don't always do family dinners. Sometimes it's like fend for yourself, or sometimes it's like there's food ready, but like somebody's doing chores, or I'm not in until late, or something. It just depends.
And honestly, we used to blow the shofar every Friday night, but since we started doing the lives Friday nights, we're usually doing the lives into sundown. And every once in a while, the kids after the sun, you'll hear the kids like they'll go outside, take the shofar, and blow it, and we're like, yeah.
Yeah, and there is like sometimes if we're around people. We do like to blow the shofar because we'll hear the other shofars going off as the sun sets, and that's pretty fun. It's encouraging, But is it mandatory? No, I don't think it's mandatory.
But we love it.
Yeah.
Some Jewish people think it's okay to use non-Jews to do work, respect for Yeah, that's why we're not Jewish. That's why we don't follow a lot of the man-made rules and traditions.
Yeah,
that's
you get a lot of that in Judaism where they'll be like, it's okay for this person to do it because they're not us. That's not, you're not supposed to cause anybody to work either, and that's not biblical. So, like, if you get somebody to sin when they don't know that they're sinning, does that seem righteous? Right?
Well, I remember at one point.
Like, if you know better, you gotta like help people do good too, even if they don't know why or what they're doing.
At one point, I was like, because he's always had this kind of mindset, but I remember accidentally buying like all this, like, it was like refried beans or something. It had a bunch of pork in it. And I was like, we gotta give it to somebody. Let's give it away. And he's like, this isn't food. Like, this has pork in it. Why are we gonna feed this to other people? And I just was like, but to them it's food and it would be a blessing. And he's like, this is not food. You know what I mean? And it's hard, like, he was like that too when we were quitting drugs. I was like, let's sell it. Let's give it to people. And he's like, this is poison. Like, this is actual poison. And he dumped it all down the drain. And I was like, It was terrible. But I'm like, but you're wasting. It was a lot, too. It was. I'm like, you're wasting so much. That could benefit somebody else. He's like, there's no benefit here.
There's no benefit, man. It's just helping somebody get further away from the Father.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Guys ever enjoy the outdoors for live streams? I think once we get the porch cleaned off, we'll probably do a lot more porch videos. Right now, the outside the porch is packed full of stuff, and we have animals. All the dogs and cats are on the porch, and there's not really anywhere to sit. But we did a couple where we'd be out on the boat.
So, Buckshot gives a really good question. Do you think that Do you think people in false doctrine can have the Holy Spirit? I'm going to tell you yes, but let me explain why. Because even if you don't believe fully in the truth, but you're a believer, if your heart condition's right, you're still good. You're not, like if you don't know that you're doing wrong, you're not accountable for that, right?
If you love God, you will be obedient to conviction. Period.
Well, and but that's in the growth. So he's like, if he's asking like if somebody in whatever denomination and you know that denomination's doctrine is trash, could they still have the Holy Spirit? Yes. If they truly love him and they're seeking him, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because it's a gift. It's not something we earn, right? It's not, you don't earn it from like right understanding. Just like salvation, you don't get salvation because you were a good boy or girl. You get salvation because he loves us first. And then once you have that salvation, then it comes to sanctification. The sanctification could take a whole lifetime. It's not it's not an overnight thing. It's not like all of a sudden I've read the Bible and now I got this thing figured out. I've read the Bible 20 times, now I've got it figured out. I've read the Bible 100 times and now I've got it figured out. No, dude, sanctification, there's so many layers to it, man. And like none of us have it all figured out, and we're not going to have it figured out. We're going to have to keep chasing after him and seeking him. And as we do that, and our sanctification process is like your understanding and application of what the word says and how to walk out what he's called you to do, as that evolves and you grow in that, you're going to get, your walk's going to pivot. You're going to change. It's going to grow stronger, or you're going to go over here because you were going a little too far this way. And that's just part of the ride, man.
And I have personal experience being somebody that was trying to walk with God as best I could, right? I wanted to do what was right to him. And as a brand new baby believer, no religious experience, I got convicted to start keeping Torah, right? He started transforming me by me reading the word. And then people started teaching me that I was misunderstanding it. And so out of fear that I was going to disappoint God, because the way they made it sound was that I was going to leave God if I tried to do this, right? And so I was afraid I didn't want that, so I listened to them. But I do believe that in that time, my heart was for God. 100%, my heart was for God. I wanted to do right by him. I would do whatever he showed me.
Hold on.
And I would seek him, but I just didn't understand. So I believe that absolutely I had the Holy Spirit, but people kind of twisted it.
So atheist means that you believe there's something out there, but you're not sure what. Agnostic means you don't believe there's anything.
Wait, no.
Is it the other way around?
A means no. So Gnostic. So you could be, wait.
Google it. Just Google it so we know for sure.
I think like asexual means no sexuality. So I think atheist means no God.
Just look it up. Let's verify. Verify.
It is an absence of belief in the existence of deities.
Okay, so that's
so
atheist.
A means no.
Okay, so atheist is no. Agnostic means I believe there's something out there, but I'm not sure what. Got it. Okay. Tracking.
Did Jesus welcome all foreigners and strangers?
Yes.
Used to be agnostic. Atheist. No God. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think agnostic just means you believe in stuff or stuffs or something.
There has to be a God, a creator that made all this stuff, because as far advanced in all the technology we have, we still stumble and have to debate a book that was written 2,000 years ago because we don't have the answers yet. And if like our technology was so advanced as we are now, and we still don't have the answers to the universe, We don't have any of these things. With all the understanding that we got, all the technology we got, we still don't understand like how the breath of life comes into the fetus, you know? And it's not scientific, because scientific doesn't explain when you see somebody that's alive and then you see them dead and they don't look the same. Not like they're asleep. There's something missing, and that's the spirit. And there's not an answer for that in scientific stuff. Matter of fact, that's one of the things that fascinates them.
So ag says do. Maybe I'm wrong. The Latin root ag
Well,
means do,
we're not getting all that.
but not gnosis is knowledge. So do knowledge. No, this says not knowing. That just means like not knowing.
It's all good. I'm not worried about it right now.
Hold on.
Oh, go down to the bottom because there's some all caps.
Yeah, you should.
What's up, Bobby? I didn't even know Bobby was on here.
If you read the whole Bible, it's not actually full of contradictions. And slavery has been around forever.
Yeah, and biblical slavery
It's different.
there's a lot of different things that go on with all that stuff that people don't understand, because the Western mindset and what we've experienced as far as slavery here is totally different than the culture that they had back then, with the way that they were treated in biblical times. Like Israel, God's people, they were enslaved, right? And they were treated probably not bad, not great, but not bad, as compared to how maybe early America treated slaves, you know? Because, I mean, if you look at how the Asians and the Irish were treated and African Americans were treated, it was horrendous. Horrendous what they did to people. I mean, right off the boat, dude, they were like, bad news, right?
But there's rules about how to, like, biblically, it's not like it endorses it, but there are rules about how to treat slaves and stuff.
So there's a difference between him writing it and it being inspired by him. But that's like a spiritual thing. So if you're looking to figure that part out, first you got to figure out if he's real, and like how spirituality works, and like how it's a different thing that we can grasp with our minds. You just know it in your being. It's totally different.
Yeah. Also, I'm not here to debate religion. I guess everyone has the right to believe to whatever they think is their own truth, as long as it's peaceful. Everybody's getting a freaking scan tonight.
Yeah, that's good with me.
Bible commands masters to treat your slaves as your own family and friends, because you have to have a master who you will answer to. Yeah. What is this? This is our Sabbath holy convocation on the interwebs.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
hanging
This
out
is
with our
just
people on Friday night.
online fellowship, talking about Bible and worldly events and hanging out with our peeps. That's it.
Also, does anybody feel October? I feel October. It's so October-y right now.
Well, I mean, other than the weather for here.
No, I mean spiritually.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is
All the
Absolutely spiritually October.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, bro. It's yucky feeling this
Dude,
year
it's
too,
so
bro.
bad.
It's like, how did we not see this before? You got that?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, grab that thing out of my drawer if you want. So let's see. Yeah, yucky. Oh man, you know what I get to do on here?
Bye. I feel like this will be the sign here.
Yeah, we'll see it, hopefully. Yeah, I get that seasonal influx for tourists and whatnot, for events. Yeah. You know what me and her used to love doing? We used to love going to the races, man.
Oh yeah.
Like Friday night, going to the
Mhm.
races. It was so fun.
Spiritual October. I mean, it's freaking wicked. The world is just
Oh,
evil
so,
and wicked
yeah.
right now.
Well,
And you can
what's-
feel it everywhere you go. You
What's
just,
the end of October, right? Yeah, what's the end of October? But nothing good.
It's the like major.
Let's dress it
Season.
up and just go to church and trunk
It's
or
the
treat.
major season where like the dark side of spirituality is.
Let's dress up like
The-
demigods, so we're not dressing up like
It's like their.
demons instead, because that's more peaceful. Let's sugarcoat the heck out of it.
I had a talk with the kids the other day just because it's like, you know, like I feel like my kids have a love for God, right? Not just like, you do this because we said so, right? Like they actually have a love and a trust for God. And so
Ooh, matter of fact, you got a rebuke from your daughter earlier.
I did. I almost didn't come on the live and my daughter corrected me. But anyways, we were driving by this park and I just was like, oh my gosh, it's so, like, they had these like inflatable balloon decorations and it's like, this whole park is literally right here is surrounded by witches and ghosts and spirits and like it was just like and
Tell them about it.
it's all decorated.
So, like the people that used to deal in witchcraft
Mhm.
or Satanism, and they're out this time of year casting spells on these days because it's a dark. They understand what it is for them, right?
They call them prayers or blessings.
Yeah, and so they're out there basically casting spells
Mhm.
or, you know, praying evil stuff over. And like if you participate in the stuff that's out there, then you're
Because one guy literally
you're in
was like,
agreement with whatever
Don't
their
we
prayers
need to
are.
ask these people first, and
Nope.
he was told no because they're participating. That is their agreement.
Yeah.
They have agreed to it. Like you're participating in Halloween, you're agreeing to whatever demonic forces
Yeah.
like out there.
Yep.
But it's all bad. Like I don't know if you guys have the ex witches showing up in your reels.
Bro.
But they're all just like, if you're a Christian, why would you? Why would you you're gonna walk up to a house that's full of demonic stuff and go ask them for candy? You want to take their demonic shit home? Sorry for my language. You know what I mean? No. We should not participate in that. Why? For the fun of the kids? No, the kids should learn how to have fun biblically. And they should learn how to love God enough to choose Him over having fun. And we should be the ones teaching them how. We should be leading them. You already did that one. As a kid, probably.
Yeah.
And usually, I mean, we usually get we can all feel something in the shift in the world when there's like feast days coming up, but then October comes and you're just like, oh my God, it's so bad.
Yeah, dude. Well, and it's, I guess, with the world already doing weird stuff, we're just maybe a little keyed up on all that.
I did trick or treat when I was a kid.
Of course we did. We didn't know any better.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I did a lot of terrible stuff during that day, too. I was one of them bag snatchers.
Did you?
I did.
Dang it.
So bad. I still remember the look on them kids' faces.
We should be out there with our signs. And we should just go walk the streets on Halloween and just start witnessing to everybody about how they shouldn't do Halloween.
Yeah.
100% we believe that the devil is real. Don't
Well,
deprive the kids. Yeah,
not
no,
a
my
creature.
kids are not
I mean,
deprived,
it's a
for
fallen
sure.
angel, according to the word.
But he was a created being, which
Yeah.
in my mind means a
Sure.
creature.
Sure.
I can't see Jody snatching bags, even though I believe him.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, my kids.
I'm
are
not the
gonna,
same dude.
My kids are not gonna be. I'm not gonna give them fun at the sake of their soul. Absolutely not. I will not forfeit their soul for some fun. I will also teach them how to have fun biblically. They have lots of fun.
Yeah,
Not the way the world does.
So here's the thing: is our kids have been raised in the way long enough where none of them are really missing any of that stuff. It's not like they're like, dang it! If they
Oh, I
weren't
wanna
to
go
our
get
parents, we
candy.
could be out there getting candy right now.
We
They're
go
not.
candy every night at the
Yeah,
Dollar
they don't.
General.
Yeah, they don't care about none of that stuff. They're not even a peep out of them. Not even a, oh man. Yeah, they look at it and they're like, why would people do that?
Yeah, they're like, dang, it's scary. Like, why would you want to go be scared on purpose? Do you know that, like, fear, to me, like, I used to watch a lot of scary movies, and I absolutely believe that a lot of those scary movies that I watched opened something inside of me to be, like, what's the word, tormented by the enemy. So why would I take my kids out to go instill fear in them and tell them it's all for the sake of, it's worth it because we're getting candy from strangers? Absolutely not. No, thank you.
She wants to learn more about.
I would like to learn more about evil person from your point of view. Could you elaborate? What do you mean evil person?
Yeah, I mean,
People doing
evil
demonic
stuff.
stuff.
Well, yeah, if you're doing stuff that like the Bible obviously says is a hard no, what it calls evil, then that would be it for us. So you'd have to read the word and figure that out for yourself. Because even my 2 cents, I'm not going to get that right, and it doesn't matter, especially if you're not a believer. Like it doesn't matter to you. So even
Miss
my
Wilson
perspective.
said we are not loved by all the Christians in our area because we do not participate in any of those pagan holidays. We shut down from October to January. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, read the Bible and you see that there is a way that seems right to a man and the way leads to death, right?
Yeah.
And God's ways are higher than our ways and his thoughts are higher than our thoughts, and he knows good and he knows wrong, and the enemy is going to do everything he can to dress up evil as light.
That's good.
Because he comes disguised as an angel of light. So in order for us to not fall into his traps, we have to know the word.
Can you move that cup? Because it's going to get blapped. Hey, also, he's the great deceiver. You know, you guys heard me say it before. So part of the great deception is that people don't know what sin is, what offense to the Father is, right? What's a hard no. And if you don't know what sin is, then how can you repent, right? And so the word says that his people suffer for a lack of knowledge.
This guy, oh, you read one chapter of the Bible? That's really cool. It's really cool that you read one chapter out of the Bible and tried to make a whole doctrine out of it.
Who said that?
Hey, it's the New Testament says follow the Mosaic law. If you take out we're not taking out any of Paul's writings. We still use Paul's writings as scriptures. And he said, thank God I've read Romans 13.
Hold
Let
on.
me do it.
Wait, get over there on that, please. And I think that if you were going to pick Paul or Jesus, if you're going to quote Paul's writings, if you quote Paul's writings, I want to see where your heart condition is. Is Paul your Messiah? Is he your Christ? Is he the one that God sent for you that died for your sins? Because if he's not, don't idolize him or his writings. Also, his writings in context mean way different than what you think. And I'm going to give you an example. Paul says we're not under the law in one point. And then he says we uphold the law in another point. Why would he say two polar opposite things? Because he's speaking to a certain amount of people. And with Paul's writings, here's the one thing that we don't have. So every bit of what we're discerning on Paul's writings is speculation for everybody. Want to know why we know it's speculation? Because his Episcopals are responses to information that we don't have. We don't have the other information, the writings to Paul. We have the writings from Paul. So we don't even have the whole context. We're just speculating. So you can't take something and try to make it one thing. One of the coolest things are that if Paul's writings don't line up with the whole Bible the way that you're reading them, then you're definitely taking them out of context. They have to line up with the whole
You
thing.
have to read Paul's writings in context, is what we're saying. You don't get to just take a couple verses that say something and make an entire doctrine. You have to be able to compare and contrast with all of the rest of the Bible and with all of the rest of Paul's writings as well.
Well, and here's the thing: it's like if you read what Jesus says, his own teachings don't
They
go
already
with
know.
This
person's already been on the channel.
Yeah,
They
but
already know all this.
yeah, so it's
They're
like
just here to talk crap
yeah, it's
because
okay.
they read one chapter of the Bible.
Yeah,
I'm not super interested in
Okay.
it. I got
We'll move
zero
on.
tolerance
we'll
from
move
all
on.
you got actual genuine questions and stuff. Totally
Shabbat
down. You
shalom.
want to talk crap? Not today. Not today, Satan. And no, it says, what makes a person evil? Like myself, I care for my mother, my wife, and my coworker. I give money to the less fortunate. Should I be considered evil only because I'm an atheist? No. It depends on what you're doing. Like, there are things that are evil.
Well,
And if you're doing the evil things, then that would be, like, you are not technically, like, saved, right? We don't have the salvation of Jesus if we don't believe in Jesus and we don't submit to him. But
hold on. I gotta clarify it.
evil is not, like, there are wicked things. There are evil things, biblically. And
So-
if you do those things, then I would say yes.
Here's the thing: I'm not gonna say you're going to hell because you don't believe. I'm not gonna say you're going to hell because you don't believe like I believe. That's not what I'm gonna tell you. If you don't believe in heaven or hell or the God that created them, what is it you're concerned? But if you think there might be a chance that there is a God and you're curious about that, I will talk to you about that all day. But what I will tell you is that if you're not on his team, which means you believe in him and follow him, you love him because he first loved you, you recognize that he loves you, that he acknowledges you, and you acknowledge him back. If you're not on his team, there's a whole section of the word that talks about those people, and you have to study it for yourself.
Since we
I'm not gonna jump to the end of the book and tell you the end of the story, because without the context of you reading it for yourself, you won't know. You have to have that conviction yourself. I can't tell you something and then you act accordingly. You got to look for yourself. If you're not seeking him, it's irrelevant what I tell you.
Someone says, since weed is a plant, do y'all think it's okay in y'all's eyes?
I think that
I think it depends on how you use it, just like alcohol.
I think in moderation, most stuff is okay. Not everything. I mean, obviously, if you're using like pharmacia, it's not okay. I think if you're smoking pot, you need to question your motives. And pot is like drinking booze. It's not the same thing, but here's the deal with it. You can have a couple drinks of alcohol and just have a little very mild buzz, still be totally fine. It'll wear off. You can drive safely and legally. You can't really do the same thing with weed. And people go, oh yeah, I could smoke a whole ounce and be good. I'll drive home every day. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, are you sober-minded when you smoke?
One of the fruits of the Spirit is self-control. So if you cannot practice self-control when it comes to that, and you cannot stop before you're in the state of, like, drunkenness. Like, I know somebody who microdoses pot, right? They go take a hit of a joint and put it out. And it ultimately helps it because they have a chronic autoimmune thing, right? And stress triggers it. And so it helps manage the stress, but it doesn't get them lit. They don't use it as a way to get stoned, right? They're not running around, like they're functioning, they're taking care of their kids, they're being an adult, they're reading their Bibles, they're still like, they're doing all the things, but they have this little tiny bit of like breath, I guess.
And here's the thing: is some people um, that have cancer, some people that don't sleep good, some people that have PTSD really bad. Um, Use it in light moderation, as part of a like a
Potatoes
thing
on.
that helps them kind of get regrounded. And
up, Tato?
and if you're not using it like a crutch and you're using it like a tool, it's a different thing. But the fine line between crutch and tool,
Mm-hmm.
you got to have your own discernment on that. And I can't tell you what that is. Now, if you're a brother and I see your behavior or something in the spirit pivoting, I'll call you on it and ask you to, take a look at that
And remember, the vice,
in love.
the vice, the self-control, all of these things are applicable in multiple areas, not just weed or alcohol. Like, we can use anything as an escape because we're not changed. Like, everything should be, we're gonna mess up, okay? Is what I'm trying to say. We're gonna mess up. We get it. We're all learning. We're all changing. We're all growing. But we should all be continuing to change and grow and accept that, like, whatever, like, if it's because we're angry, there's something inside of us that we have to deal with, right? If it's because we're afraid, there's something inside of us that we have to deal with.
Hey, Tora Bob, here's the thing: is I just saw you say, like, you'll smoke to keep your anger down, but like that's using it like a crutch.
Yeah.
That's not so. Like, fruit of the spirit is
Anger
like
is one of the works of the flesh, which means
yeah, and so that means that you need
to work that out.
yeah, and not use something to try to keep you cool, because then what happens is you're gonna get angry and you're like, dang man, I should have smoked some weed, and you're gonna blame it on the weed. It's not, you can't. So
Yeah.
like there's ownership in your behavior. So you can't say it's because this and that with anger. It PTSD, like something that's beyond your control. Anger is not beyond your control. Anger is something that you can control. And if you haven't learned to control it yet, there's lots of help for that kind of stuff. There's lots of scripture for that kind of stuff. It's like there's this one verse that when people struggle with like pornography or masturbation or like the sexual immorality stuff, there's this verse that fits so strongly with that, and it is take every thought captive. Right? Take every thought captive. What that means is that you're responsible for what you're thinking about and letting that tape run in your head. You're responsible for it. So if you play with that stuff, you let that stuff eat your lunch, you allow it to control your emotions, you don't deal with it in a healthy way, you don't turn it over to the Father, like, I don't know what to do with this, I don't want to be angry, let me give it to you. Right? These are tools and practices that, like, as believers, we have to hone. And so, like, right now we're doing a little iron sharpens iron, because it's painful to hear some of these things because it makes us uncomfortable, right? But like, that's where growth is going to come from.
Also, I have to add this. It is the fruit of the Spirit, right? So it's not our self-control. It's the Spirit in us, right? And I am a big advocate of, like, we have a volume knob on the Holy Spirit. We can turn him down and do whatever we want.
Which is not recommended.
We can turn him up, right? And we hear the Holy Spirit and we're convicted and we're walking in the Spirit and our thoughts are in line with the Spirit, right? And typically, I can feel when I start getting way more anxious, when I start getting way more angry, I know that I've separated myself from Yah. And not like intentionally, like I'm not gone, but I have my heart has refocused on something else. And so when I start feeling that anger and all of that creep in, that's where repentance comes in, is like, oh crap, I'm back here again. Whoops, sorry, Yah, like I'm back. Let's refocus, right? And I do believe it's kind of like a muscle, right? We don't know how to walk in obedience and hear the Holy Spirit and like do right. And so we're gonna try it. Remember, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be walking with Yah, refocus, and then get distracted again. And then but every time we get distracted, the damage will get less and less, and the time it takes for us to turn and repent is quicker and quicker. So it eventually, hopefully, maybe we don't have to deal with that specific struggle anymore. Maybe we just stay in the mindset of always being with him. But it's very hard when you get distracted with work or bills or the world or whatever. And
Yeah.
I think it just takes to refocus, like resurrender, refocus, spend time with Yah, let His Spirit lead you and sanctify you.
Well, and you know, here's the thing too: is like somebody commented earlier and said that this one here, like Jesus was not a socialist. So, like, trying to make him fit in a box that you can comprehend doesn't mean that that's true.
Did Jesus care about humans? Yes.
I mean, obviously, he died for them.
But our idea of what a socialist is different than because
Yeah.
all of the
That's a very modern term.
details
box that
following
we've
socialism
created.
probably wouldn't align biblically. So
Yeah.
the one thing we actually own in this world is our choices. Yeah.
And some of us choose to turn that over to the Most High. And I don't have a choice. I have to follow after Messiah. I can't. Like, there's nothing else for me. I would be lost without that. And I'm not, so if you use like smoke a pot for like any disabilities or for stress, or I'm not knocking it. I'm saying like a lot of times people try to justify it. I'm not saying everybody does, but I've seen it. People try to justify it more often than I've seen people legitimately need it.
Also, here's the thing. This is maybe a side rant, but a lot of people will be like, Jesus loved everyone, right? But what we see love is in modern like understanding and definition is different than biblical love. The way that Jesus loved, right? Love does not mean acceptance. Like I'm not required to agree with your sin because I love you. But if I love you, I will try and help you, right? And if I see what you're doing is harmful, if I love you, I should speak up and warn you about it, right? If I see a train coming at you, I should probably warn you if I love you. I don't just be like, they're in a mood, I just let them stay there. Like, when you love people, like the way the Father, it says, he rebukes those whom he loves, right? Like, he loves us enough to correct us and redirect us when we stray away and to keep coming back after us, right? But it doesn't mean like I just accept everything and you do you and I'm going to do me and we all just live in hippy dippy love. It is respect, consideration, self-control, right? Like not being like there's a whole list about what love is, but accepting someone's sin is not part of what love is. You know what I mean? That's just my little side rant there because saw something up there somewhere and it made me think of that.
I scroll back down to the bottom. There's an interesting comment right there at the bottom.
Government is who runs the people's society. It's much different than being good to your fellow man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tato says, I've only met 2 people in my whole life who legitimately needed to smoke pot, and they did so sparingly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, you can also eat it. You can, there's other things.
Yeah.
Like, Jennifer Lowe, I'm allergic to alcohol. I break out in handcuffs. Word. We definitely can't like, the government is a group of people trying to, like, take their own understandings of right and wrong and make rules out of it. So I don't really like any government necessarily. I like Bible stuff. I like
Governments are...
They're all going to be corrupted at some point.
They've
You
never
get
been really
politically
great
involved.
on any level, anywhere, at any time. They've never been good. So, not a big fan of being lorded over.
Now all I can hear is Foreigner. I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. I always think love is walking together. Journey John says, I loved your video yesterday. It was very much a love-filled message.
Oh, thanks, brother. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I gave a whole talk. Would you call it a sermon or like a witness?
Teaching?
Is
I
it
don't
a
know.
teaching?
You shared a
presentation?
word. He shared a word.
Yeah, I gave a whole talk in our fellowship because there was a lot of fairly new people, and I thought that it was appropriate because I didn't have a lot of context with them, and you know I've seen it. I've seen people show up, and let me give you my examples, my experience. I've seen people show up on deployment, and they'll be saying that they keep Torah or keep the commandments, and then they have no idea what tassels are, and they have no idea like how to keep the Sabbath. Like, oh, I usually we're on we're not going to work, and I'm like, I thought you said you keep Torah. You go, I do, absolutely. I'm like, no, that's not. We keep the rest, and they're like, huh? Like, people don't always exactly know, right? So I wanted to make sure that people weren't just doing it because somebody that they saw doing it,
Cool.
because like the cool guys were doing it or something. Like, I wanted to make sure that their hearts were actually turned towards the Father and the Word. And
you know what happens when you don't? Smocephus.
yeah, and so, and like that's the thing is like people call us, they call our group a cult all the time. Like we get accused of that, but like a lot of groups do, not just ours. So, but how is it that I get to make decisions in my own tent, my own house, how to walk this thing out, and nobody micromanages or kicks me out or threatens anything, and we don't have like one person that just like calls the shots, and we have to do what they
every
say.
church does.
I mean, we have leadership, but like they don't press anything. Like it's biblical.
Everybody has.
That's
a voice.
easy to see, and if it my understanding of it doesn't align, I just say, hey, I don't see it that way, and they're like, okay, pray on it. I'm like, cool, got you, and that's it. So like that doesn't fit really, and we don't have one like we just don't have anybody that fits that bill, and I think it's comical because a lot of people go, well, you're a cult and this and that.
We actually make a lot
Oh,
of jokes,
dude.
which is
Yeah.
we probably shouldn't.
We
but-
shouldn't, but like when people come around, I'll be like, hey man, you want to try this Kool-Aid?
And it's hard just because you're like, who is our cult leader?
Messiah.
Yeshua.
Yeah.
And I don't mind that. I don't mind that one bit. I don't like it when people say that they value their pastor's words over the Bible.
I don't
like it when people value Paul's words over the Bible. I don't like it when people value their friends' words over the Bible. It just, to me, the word is truth.
Yeah, I don't value somebody's interpretation of the Bible over what the Bible actually says in context, which is what the early church fathers absolutely did. Because you had two sides. You had the Jews on one side, and then you had the Christians on the other, and neither one of them wanted anything to do with the other ones. And so they were like this hard separation. So all the early church fathers were trying to get rid of as much of the Jewish stuff as possible, traditions and understandings and language and like all of it. They were just trying to dump all that. And same with the Jews were trying to dump anything that could even remotely come back to Messiah. Like it was not a good mix. And just because there was a council or an early church fathers that agreed on something and they had respected teachings and understandings, it doesn't mean that they were right. Matter of fact, they're probably still wrong.
Yeah, Tristan was just making a joke. He's just being funny.
I gotta blow my nose.
Um,
BRB.
Okay.
That's a pretty peaceful life.
Yeah. Why you gotta say that? It's like saying it's quiet at a hospital. Yeah, I'm learning to have to. I'm learning to try and accept the fact that people. I'm not responsible. I don't owe anybody anything. So like I have a terrible habit of, well, it's more like a trauma thing, right? Like a terrible fear of being misunderstood. and I've gone through lots of like manipulation, and so I don't trust people, but I still have this like instinct in me that wants to like explain. I don't want you to have the wrong idea. I don't want you, but a lot of the times people are just gonna be like Pharisees, right? And they're gonna take your words and they're gonna twist them, and they're gonna like, there's nothing you could do about that. And I'm trying to learn how to like just accept that and know that like I am 100% working out like my salvation with fear and trembling. I give 0 F's about what everybody else thinks about what I'm doing in my walk, although I would hate for somebody's soul to be at risk because I have communicated poorly, if that makes sense, right? So there's that line of like, okay, well, I don't need to be accepted by these people. I don't need them to like, I don't need their approval, right? My husband is leading me, and I am not, granted, I'm learning to be like a submissive wife or whatever, right? But I am definitely not the one that's just going to take somebody's word for anything ever. Because I don't really trust people. So I will always research some more and test everything. And it's really hard to have people. I was not in a good way yesterday, for sure. I had lots of people praying for me because it was I almost didn't get on the live tonight. What did Sammy say? She said something along the lines of, the world is full of darkness and it's our job to like, remember what she said? When I was not going to get on the live tonight.
She's like, people are evil and they don't know any different, and you have to tell them what the light is.
Yeah. I was like, whale shoot.
Hard to argue with that, kid.
And it's like, I don't want to be afraid of people. I don't want to put my light under a bushel because I'm afraid of rejection. You know what I mean? And like, it's not me they're rejecting, right? Like, I have to accept that. I'm out here like trying to shout from the rooftops, and people just want it or they don't. And I don't have any say in who accepts it and who hears it and who gets demonically angry at it, right?
Demonically angry?
I'm going to call it demonically angry. And I feel like if anybody has YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I've been looking for these.
Were they on the pants?
They were on the dresser.
Korean's Dirt Medicine's on. Yo, girl.
What's up, yo?
But you trust a book that contradicts itself in literally the first 2 pages. That is not true.
No.
If you read it in the flesh, it says that these things are foolishness to the world because they're spiritually discerned. So Yeshua is the one that's responsible for cleansing us so the Holy Spirit can live inside of us. If you want to understand the Bible, then surrender to Yeshua, and it will be spiritually discerned.
Yeah.
Or read it in your flesh, and it doesn't really matter because you don't care what it says anyways.
Yeah. Ye of little
God created
faith.
the evil, deceptive serpent. So now tell me who is responsible for evil and suffering. Well, he didn't create an evil, deceptive serpent. He created an angel.
Uh-huh.
Who
that went south.
With free will, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
Like, everything here has free will.
Yeah.
Right?
How would you know good if there wasn't evil?
And if there was no free will, we would just be robots, and what would be the point?
Yeah.
It's like forcing somebody to be your bride rather than finding somebody that loves you and wants to be married to you. Like,
well, it doesn't matter what it sounds like to you or not. It's written all about it, and you got to study to understand it.
The serpent was the fallen angel. He is a fallen angel. No longer scared what they think or say. My salvation is not left up to them. That's right. It's really hard though, you know. It's like we are going to lose friends. We are going to lose family because what does darkness have to do with the light, right? The dark does not want its darkness exposed. So of course, if you try coming in with light, there's a difference between us addressing it poorly in haughtiness or arrogance.
How, if there wasn't a testing of your faith, would we know if we were faithful? Hashtag tribulation.
Yeah, he did.
That's good.
create
Yeah,
the
yeah, that's
serpent.
good. Just
Um,
move it along. Thank you.
over it. I wonder if the polytheistic Israelites were influenced by Egyptian monotheism. Poly means three or multiple. Mono means one. Monogamy is closed. Poly is open.
Very good. Good job wording.
I'm doing words good. The word Nahash in Hebrew can also mean the shining one.
Yeah.
Is that what the word was used for serpent?
Yeah. Yeah.
If everything was good, would we ever be refined?
No, we wouldn't.
And think about this, okay? So in the end, people say hell is, it's a evil place where God sends you, okay? And here's my theory, right? What it actually is the world with no God and no good of God and no one good of God. All the goodness of God is removed. And you're left with literally just what's here with no God. And it's going to be pretty miserable. Is all I'm saying. And we can't be in the presence of God in our sin.
Oh, goodness.
That
was awesome.
You gotta. That was terrible. Acupuncture / spinal.
It's good.
Dismemberment.
It's good that vertebrae needed
That
to
was
move
terrible.
anyhow.
He just leaned right up on the corner of this dresser on his spine. Hard.
Notice the pain in my eyes.
I lost 99% of my Pentecostal family and many friends for not going to parties on Friday or spending money. Got more money. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, it's like...
Dude, my great-grandfather was a Foursquare Pentecostal preacher.
You know what? I'm going to tell you this. Listen. My cousin, he kept Torah, right? Which I didn't know at the time what Torah was. I became a baby believer. And I'm on Facebook posting about how God's law is good and God's law is this, and like posting stuff from the Old Testament about how we're supposed to act. And he's over there cheering me on. Yeah, you're set apart, you know? And what happened was this pastor guy that we were around kept warning me about my cousin who's trying to lead me into the bondage of the law. So what I did was I blocked my cousin. Because this guy gave me verses, this pastor guy gave me verses that sounded very much like what he was saying. So I blocked my cousin. And then a couple years later, we start coming to Torah. I go visit my dad. And I'm like, telling him we're not eating pork and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, yeah, I think Scott does all that Jewish stuff. And I was like, oh,
he does.
He was saying it the whole time. Like, he's always been there. And so what happened? Well, obviously, I went and messaged him and was like, we have no idea what we're doing. But, like, we're doing it. And he was so excited. And he was, like, there with us. And he was walking us through all this stuff. Right? Like, every seed that you plant now may not be received right away.
Yeah, sometimes it may take a little bit of time for it to
They may block you. And it's okay. As long as we are presenting the truth in love and not ruining it with our arrogance, right?
Mm-hmm.
That relationship will still be open for when they're ready, is all I'm saying. Why are your blinds closed? Because it's nighttime and it's weird to have your blinds open in the night.
Also, the chickens get up on the window to like watch the show, and it's creepy because they're fanboying, and I don't, I'm good off of that. Also, we got some spider friends that live right there, and I don't want to. I want the chickens to eat them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, heads up, when
Barb's
you-
on. Barb's on here with a band
I
hammer.
said when you get up, the mirror behind you shows you when you think it's not.
Oh no,
Yeah, we're
I
not
know,
worried-
I know
we're
it
not
was,
worried about
I know
that.
it was looking at me lay across
Climbing
the bed
over
just
the
now.
bed.
I know, like there's some creepies
We do
out
this
there
every week. We know.
screenshotting it.
Little butt
Creepos.
crack.
Yeah, that's all right, bro. My butt crack's been on the internet so many times. I was on a Pastor Joe's.
What do you guys think about dinosaurs? I think that dinosaurs are totally
Hey, I
real.
was talking.
Sorry, dragons, dinosaurs,
Hey,
chickens,
So
alligators.
I was on Pastor Joe's Patreon on Viking Preparedness, doing some solar work. A long time ago, I was out there helping out, and like the header for the video, it was like all the way like me squatted down, just like butt crack, like I was over there doing plumbing. It was terrible. I was like, ah, that's all
And-
right though.
Yes, on dinosaurs. I think that alligators and rhinoceroses and chickens and sturgeon, I think they're all dinosaurs, but the Bible calls them dragons.
Hmm.
Dragons are mentioned in the Bible.
Well, I mean, isn't there dragons today? Komodo?
What are you talking about?
Komodo dragons?
What is that?
You don't know what a Komodo dragon is?
Oh, it's a lizard.
Yeah.
Lizard. Little
Yeah,
lizard.
bearded dragons. There's all kinds of
Heather.
dragons.
Yeet, yeet. I'm on here. I was just telling Heather the other day, I was like, I'm going to stop doing the lives. I can't. She's like, it might be good to take a break. But anyways, so that didn't happen. I'm here. Sammy
Rebuked her.
used my crap against me, so I'm here. Because I have to be a good example for them.
Crocodiles. Imagine if crocodiles had wings. That'd
Why
be-
doesn't God talk to us now? I think he still does, but not like it was intended in the Garden of Eden. But we also have so much in our brains clouding, I feel like, that line of communication.
I mean, he still talks to us.
Mhm.
I mean, I know his voice when he speaks. It's undeniable for me. I don't question anymore, like, was that me or was that him? Like, his is really noticeable.
Mhm.
You're like, oh.
Drugs definitely do the opposite.
Drugs
Drugs definitely
are bad,
separate
okay?
you from God and help you to hear and see the other end of the spiritual realm,
Mm-hmm.
which is not good. Yes, I absolutely believe that chickens are dinosaurs, and my favorite.
How long have you been Muslim, man? I'm not Muslim.
Yeshua says, "My sheep hear my voice, and they will not listen to my another. They know my voice, and they will not listen to another." So how do we know if it's Yeshua's voice? Is like it has to align with Yeshua and the Word, right? Get to know the Word, and you will recognize Him when He speaks.
Yeah, you know the last thing that I remember him saying to me, super clear? Super clear. And it was just like, so before that, he said go. And I'm like, go? He's like, go now. And I'm like, oh. I'm like, all right, we're leaving. And then the next thing that he said to me was, read my word. And I was like, oh. And it's not like I hear an audible voice when I hear it.
No.
I don't know how to describe it other than I just hear the words. It's not my voice. It's not like like a voice I can hear through my ears. I just hear the words. I don't know how to describe it. It's just like I know he's talking to me.
Kareen, are you still on here? If I use this cayenne rub on my shoulder, will it
Burn you.
me?
What's up, Barb? Yeet.
Also, the last thing I heard was Brace for Impact. But it was cool because I heard Brace for Impact, but what was actually like, I
That's
guess,
right, Barb. That's a good
translated
word.
was like a lot of extra information. It was like I heard words, the words were Brace for Impact, but it was interpreted and there was a meaning all attached to it. Oh, yeah. Ow! Yeah.
Ta-da!
Yep.
Ha ha ha! Gotcha. All right. So we're gonna go here really quick and just gonna have to just listen in for tonight. No
Um,
offense, but I'm on security protocol.
That's the one message I hear the most. The time I don't want to read it. Wait, what? That's the one message I hear the. Oh yeah. It will not burn you, nerd. Don't touch your eyes though. That will burn. Okay, so wash my hands because I touch my face all the time.
Yeah, well, maybe you should use gloves to put it on.
Remember when I cut jalapenos?
Oh, and your hands caught
Oh
on
my
fire
gosh!
and they
And
burned
then I
for
was
like
like
2
touching
days?
my face after, but I washed my hands. Okay, I washed my hands and then was touching my face, and apparently the oils were like still there,
Okay.
and so everything was just burning.
So I didn't know anything about like garden peppers. And when I was about 16, these rednecks are all, here,
same.
bro, try one of these cherry peppers. And I was like, all right, cool. And I ate this thing. And it was like, oh, this is really good. And then all of a sudden, my whole was on fire. And I was like, and I had the juices all over my hands. And I started rubbing my eyes. I was like, oh, my eyes are now my eyes are burning. Dude, it took me like 30 minutes to get down off all that. And yeah, it was, I learned it. I learned it.
Okay, cayenne rub or cannabis rub? Corrine. Corrine. That's
Jeez.
a French ass name, Yvonne. And it is. Oh wait, I guess I could have went around.
No, it's good,
I'm just
boo.
gonna block you.
Yeah,
There you
you
go.
climb over the table or the desk or whatever. Yeah, go on the bed.
Yeah, use gloves. She says. Sober Party says, let's hear the Brace for Impact testimony. This was during COVID time. I was still kind
Who
of
asked for that?
Sober Party.
Oh,
I was still kind of a new believer. And I think, were we coming to Torah yet?
not
No.
at all.
Okay.
No.
So we were coming
no,
into
it was like 6 months before that.
we were coming into preparedness. I think maybe we were realizing how corrupt everything was in the world.
We watched the Fall Cabal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, baby.
We got like it was just COVID. Everything was shut down, right? Like it was just wicked, right? Everything. We were in Oregon. Everything was so crazy, and like you're walking around and there's like pentagrams drawn on the ground and like chalk, and like the kids switched to what was it? They switched to virtual, or Matthew switched to virtual. And I remember the teacher being like, now release all the negative energy into the universe. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I started recognizing just like all the weirdness, right?
Keep talking.
So then I went to Walmart and there was carts. Oh my gosh. There were shopping carts in. Did you get it? Okay.
Yeah.
There were shopping carts in the walkway that were all like pointing towards the building. Like it was like a walkway of carts, right? You had to walk into the store one way and walk out another way. They had one door open and they had like a 15-year-old bouncer, right? Probably her first job ever was being at Walmart, and she now had to be a bouncer at Walmart. And I'm standing in the store. There's all these like feet facing a certain way. You have to walk in a certain direction. And I'm like looking for something, and I keep hearing like on the store sound thing was like, stay 6 feet apart and wear your mask and blah 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 blah. And like it was just all this stuff where I was like, oh my gosh, like it felt so bad. I'm like, this feels like a scary movie. And I got in the car, I'm driving home, and I'm just like, I don't know, like my heart was grieving, I guess. Like I don't even know that I was praying mentally, but like I was praying in my heart, if that makes sense. Just grieving. And I very clearly heard brace for impact. But in the brace for impact, it was like the actual meaning of it was that it's going to get really bad and there's nothing that you can do to stop it. So you need to prepare yourself. And so I went home and I talked to my mentor, and I called her. She said, that's so funny. She said, I just watched a video today that was called Brace Yourselves or something. or brace. I don't remember. It was brace for something.
I don't go back.
You have to go down. Ow.
You'd go down.
Ow. Anyways, so I watched this video, and then
I'm gonna keep cruising.
on it, I realized there was literally another video posted that same day, and it was called Brace for Impact.
Dude.
Multiple, in one day, multiple different people. The video that, just, you can't use your phone? Here, use my phone. Multiple
I
things
just
in
like
one
it.
day all had the same message that was brace yourselves and brace for impact. And it was super trippy, but it was so weird to like if you try to just explain, oh, it was a word, it was these simple words, but there was a meaning in it. You're like, what?
That one there, please.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and click on that. No.
Oh.
Yeah, please. Verify. Yeah, so these are all. So I like it when people that are absolutely against us, that create whole channels talking smack about us, and
Tons of channels.
hey, and so what they do is they use bots, and they use bots to come in on backdooring. So if you guys see me just schwacking people,
Just know that we've learned how to
hey,
track them.
they're
at
not
this
us. Their YouTube channels are like
point. Fake.
obviously fake. Obviously, they're using bot channels to try to backdoor in, and it's fine. But we'll just keep putting them in timeout because we don't really want to deal with them. They can watch, so and I can't stop anybody from getting on. If they want to get on and they want to screen record and they want to take content and make it something else, it doesn't matter to me because there's a day that they're going to be held accountable for everything that they do. So what I like to do is I like to view channel. So if you're a moderator, you can view their channel, see how new it is. That's it.
How do I don't remember. Did she ever answer about cannabis rub or cayenne rub?
Gloves. You just rub it on.
No,
this
I know,
glove.
but which one's the best for actually? Which one's the bestest? Because part of me is like, I want it to heal, but also I want it to not hurt right now. Tristan says, when I hear the Father, it's more of a feeling of what's to come and explicit instructions. Usually shut up and do it. Yeah.
Yeah, he seems to be very direct.
Ooh,
Wow.
Oki says, recently he convicted me to hand copy the Torah. Then he told me that this year is a year of accountability for me. Dang, that's
Wow.
so scary.
Love you. Good night, baby. Hey.
What?
I love you so much.
I love you too.
Yeah. I do think that I have been convicted to write the Torah. I think it's more of his job, right? It's for kings. But in my mind, I'm like, there's no better way to, do both, she says. There's no better way to, I forgot what I was saying now. You're so distracting. That one's irrelevant. It's not even,
That's good. Okay, we're good. Just checking.
we got 0 patience.
Yeah, we're just on the hunt tonight. Just
Do
on the hunt.
curses hold power? I don't think, it depends on your walk. If you're allowing yourself to be stuck in it, if you keep participating in stuff.
Only if you don't rebuke it in the name of Messiah.
But you can't rebuke a curse
And have faith.
or a demon and then go continue participating in the demonic and expect that
Yeah.
to stay away.
Yeah.
So to me, it really it means that you need to actually change what you're doing, because somewhere down the curses have no power over us, right?
So-
through the blood of Yeshua, he is bigger than the enemy. So anything the enemy can do, Yeshua can overrule. But we have to be careful that we're not putting ourselves in a position to continue allowing that, giving the enemy permission
Hey,
to
Ben,
walk in our lives.
Ben, never mind. Email me, dude. Or if you got me
she
on
said
the
both.
chats. Tell me about your dream, bro, because you're not the only one. There's been lots of them. I'd like to hear what you're talking about, because that stuff is.
Ooh, I had one too, dude.
I was just thinking
I had
about
one.
one that I had, and I remember just a blink of it this morning, and then I could not pull it back out of the Rolodex, and it was so profound. And I haven't had a dream like a memorable one that had a whole story or context with it. I rarely dream that I can remember that I can pull up anyhow. So any dreams that I remember, I always try to note like what they are, what's going on, how I feel, the smells,
Oh,
like
you
what the
smell
sky,
that?
what the sky looks like.
Ooh,
Oh,
that smell.
I remember it. I remember it now. All right, here we go. It's because I brought
Smell.
up the things. Yeah, baby. That's that stanky.
Dang.
All right, so my dream. This is awesome. I love this dream. So I'm gonna tell you guys this dream I had. It's kind of sketch, but I don't really dream a lot. But when I dream dreams, a lot of times in the past, more often than not, I've had deja vu, which means that it'll be a dream of a place I've never been to with people I have never met, and then it will actually happen in life. So whatever that is, it's for me. It used to freak me out, and now it's like a showing me like he knew I was going to be here at least, right? At a minimum. But this dream that I had, I was in a very old, like 40s or 50s industrial, 2 or 3 story, like looking buildings. They were probably only 2-story, but they were like, every story was probably 15 foot tall, like really tall ceilings, you know? Old brick building on one side of the street. It kind of felt like I was in like, I don't know, kind of Bronxy feeling, kind of New York. But I've seen it. I've seen the same kind of old stuff and plenty of like. I've seen it in Dallas. I've seen it in California, in Sacramento. I've just seen this kind of old brick, big buildings, kind of dark and gloomy looking. And then on this road, it was like a two lane road, but like really wide 2-lane road. And on one side there was like kind of a rusty chain link fence along one side of it. And I noticed that there was a couple like little pop-up tents, and they were like the blue Walmart pop-up tents, and there was a bunch of people kind of like gathered there, kind of like it was like a farmer's market, but it wasn't fruits and vegetables. It was like whatever, and you could tell that the people were trying to be like discreet, but like really trying to hurry. Like there was a sense of urgency with whatever they were doing. And then out of nowhere, I'm walking on one side of the street. Out of nowhere, as I'm crossing over, police start zooming in. And so I step back onto the curb, and like cop cars start zooming in, and they start charging at these people, and they like scatter. And these weren't like criminals. They were like regular people. They weren't like, you could tell they weren't like trying to do bad. It wasn't like a drug deal gone bad. It was just regular people. But these police zoomed in, and they started chasing people, and people scattered all over the place. And I remember it was kind of gloomy, overcasty kind of skies. Like the color of everything was kind of dingy, like it was fall or winter time. I remember the air was kind of cool. It wasn't hot for sure. And then one of the cops saw me, and he was like, "Hey, you," and for some reason, you guys know me, I'm not like light on my feet, but for some reason I could run like nobody's business in this dream. And so this cop started chasing me, and he started chasing me. He's like in reverse, and I'm running on one side of the street, and he's chasing me in reverse in his car. And I'm just like, come on, bring it. And I'm just booking. And I turn the corner, I bend the block, and I go around, and I hit this alley, and I go way down in this alley. And I don't know if he was like got stuck turning around trying to make it where I was at, but I ditched him for a second. And I got down to the end, and there was like this old school bus, and it had some people in it. And then there was these stairs that went up into like a big archway in this brick building that was kind of really dark. And there was just one dark brown door, solid steel, industrial door. And I went in there. And as soon as I went in, it was like really dark, and I could feel like this is a bad place. This is not where I'm supposed to be. And I immediately was like, whoop, nope, I'm out of here. And so I went back down the stairs, and I could tell that they were coming, whoever they were, right? And so I got on the bus, and I went to the back, and I sat down. And then the cops were there, and they started getting on the bus, and they were checking people's paperwork, and they were like, and then they noticed me in the back, and I don't know if I like jammed out the back door, but that's when the dream ended. So there was just like this context, and the dream that I had before then was me and a bunch of guys, and it definitely felt like we were on a mission. And there was this building, and it kind of seemed like there was like kind of like a radio station building, or you know, like those buildings that got like the wrought iron fences around them out in the middle of nowhere, and there's like some towers by them. It felt like that, but it was kind of like grassy, almost desolate around it, but you could see like skyscraper city way off in the background. And I thought it was fascinating, right? This part, but we were trying to get into this place, but be undetected. And I remember we got in through the gates, and then we got in, and there was people in there. And then I could tell like other people were coming, and we had to like go or fight. Like there was this, like, we're gonna fight, but we got to go too. And there was this, what do we do thing, and then I woke up, and there was people in the dream with me, and some of the guys were like full kit, and it was just a different time. Will you please shut the door? I love you. You all stop going crazy out there. But that was a trippy dream. But you know, like I said, I don't dream a lot, but one of the dreams that my daughter had, I don't
sacrifice anything. There's no sacrifices, and you can't biblically do a sacrifice without a priest and a temple and an altar and all this
wait, what
crap.
does it say?
So nobody should be sacrificing pigeons. And that was already answered in the chat. If it gets answered in the chat, it's answered.
Yeah, go.
If one of these blue wrenches answers you or something, just accept that as the answer.
Possible still. So yeah, I just think that the dreams, like especially the one that my daughter had when she was like 6, it was really profound, especially for a 6-year-old, in what details that she gave me. It was like there was robots in it, and she said they had like tusks that went all the way down to the ground, but now I recognize that as like a sniffer, like a DNA sniffer, like a human sniffer. So that they can track. And if you guys have ever watched like thermal imaging, like, and you can see footsteps that were there because the ground changed colors. Interesting, man. So just interesting, but yeah.
Glad that you prayed for the first time. You don't know. That's awesome. Keep doing it. Keep praying. I also had a weird dream the other night at Sukkot. I was like, I'm pretty sure it was sugar related. And then I told Jody about it. And he was like, nope, not sugar related. We're going to have to go let people know about that one.
Yeah, let's go share that.
Yeah. And then it was like, oh wait, apparently that is actually a very common thing happening right now.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. So, yeah, times are weird, man. And, like, when I see the dreams increase and we feel the seasons shifting, those are indicators. So that's in the spiritual realm, right? Also, there's a heaviness. And I used to, I don't go to big towns, and I live in a fairly small town. And so the big town that I go to isn't huge compared to the cities that me and her lived in. We lived in Sacramento. There was 6 million people in just the county, not even in the surrounding areas that connected. So used to a lot of people. I need your agua.
Agua.
Please.
We have unlimited drinking water now that we're back from Sukkot. It's
I
been
know,
amazing.
right? I
Been
filled the
amazing.
coffee pot up with it. I was all happy.
I know. We just keep drinking water. I love it.
So the other night during the live, we were talking about we had water and the well was acting up,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then all of a sudden we didn't have water anymore. Well, after the live on, was it Wednesday night? Yeah, I went out there, and the freaking pipes at the well house popped apart. and so it'd been pumping for hours, or at least an hour. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I noticed it dripping earlier. I just didn't. I just
thought it was just
normal."
always dripping.
And I was like, "No, it doesn't drip."
But I remember sitting there looking at the drip, being like, I wonder if that all just like drips. I wonder if it's like a drainage and it just goes all back down into the well. Apparently, it was all over the yard.
I was talking about something, but I got sidetracked.
You were talking about
The well?
no
Before the well, I don't know what I was talking about.
dreams,
I was talking about dreams. It's good though.
water.
Agua. Well, yeah, and the freaking well, so the well pumped a bunch of like, there's stuff inside water like that holds when it just sits for a long time that's not really cool. There's like black stuff and like slimy stuff. There's all kinds of stuff that, you know. So it was really interesting. Like I could tell that it had been pumping for a while, and I was witty enough to take a dry piece of cardboard and put it in between the points on the pressure switch so that it would stop pumping. And then I found there was leftover primer and glue in there for probably a year from the last guy that repaired it, and he left it in there. So I primed it with the purple primer, which has got some acetone in it, and it like really etches. So I just cleaned it and made sure I etched all the old glue off of it and got it all nice and smooth and burned all that stuff off, scrubbed her down, and then went ahead and glued it up and waited a little while and let that stuff set, and I put it on and it's been holding, so we'll see. Can I use this?
All those 52s. 52 and then 52.
52 channels, huh? I love it.
All the 52s.
Yeah. It's a sign.
Yeah. Definitely just keep reading, keep seeking, keep surrendering.
Yeah. Just
For
read
sure.
the front of the book to the back of the book.
It's
And
like a book,
pray-
you know, when you read it
pray.
from left to right.
And then keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And don't subcontract your faith to anybody. Don't just go
While I was
with.
praying, I cried for no reason. It was a really weird feeling. Yeah, I think that's called release.
Yeah, it's good.
It's like a pressure release valve. Every
It's
once in
good.
a while.
You just need a good
Yeah,
cry.
you just need to let it out. There's a lot of stuff in there, man. There's
Yeah.
a lot of stuff built up in there.
We all need a good cry.
She said I'm gonna take you plastic wrap for my oils. Ow, no, not Bobby.
Good night, brother. Yeah, you will see me in a couple weeks. Maybe sooner, depending on what happens with this weather.
Tristan, I'm a grown man and a war vet, and I still cry weekly. Crying is healthy. It's actually funny. Like, I think maybe Heather and I have talked about this, or maybe somebody else. I think it was Heather. How, like, I've trained myself to not let myself cry. And I think part of it is because I also got the TISM, right? And so I have what are called, like, meltdowns. And once they start, there's just, I can't stop it. And only recently did I, like, realize that there's a difference between just, like, crying and having a cry versus meltdown, right? But to me, I'm afraid to cry because if I start crying, I don't know that I can stop it. So only recently have I, like, I have to give myself permission if I feel like I'm gonna cry. I have to I have to mentally process and like realize that it is okay to actually cry and that I'm safe. Like it's like I've trained myself for so long to not cry that I'm like just at the point where I'm trying to allow it, and it's so freaking weird. Who has to give themselves permission to cry? You know what I mean? Mode. What the hell? Like,
So what do you do for work? I don't know. You don't know?
you don't know? I don't
Yeah.
know.
What do you do
How?
for work?
You know what gets this guy crying?
Movies.
Movies. He's such a softie with movies, dude. It could be like a dog.
Well, because I can like
Dogs,
put it all
like,
out there
He's just
in a
the
movie because
movies-
it's
the
pretend,
movies
so I
get
can
him,
just
dude.
feel it all the way. I can get all the way engulfed in it.
Crying is the body's way of releasing chemicals. It needs to get out. Also, after you cry, the body releases good chemicals. So, yeah. It honestly, I've wondered like, if tears are salty, can you dehydrate yourself from crying so much? Can you be
What kind of mirrors?
mirrors?
Beveled edge, like big glorious one, like framed mirrors,
Oh.
like bathroom mirrors, like prison mirrors. Like what do you make?
And do some engineering work too, they said. Crying is the body's way of releasing chemicals. Oh, I already read that. Yep. Anyways, now we have kids, and my daughter turns to anger instead of tears, and so I'm trying to get her to realize that it is okay and safe to cry if your feelings are hurt. You know what I mean? Yeah. I am already dehydrated. I can't cry out whatever hydration I have left. Traffic mirrors too, like the ones in the prison and hospitals. Oh, like the little flat ones. And traffic mirrors too. What's a traffic mirror? What's a traffic mirror?
I don't know. I'm not the mirror maker.
Those round dome. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I'm thinking like, you know, when they say like your daddy wasn't a window maker, be like, no, but I'm a mirror maker. I just watched The Lost Bus. It was about a busload of kids during the Paradise Fire and ew, that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
That sounds terrible. Like the little bubble mirrors on the side of a big rig.
My brother was working in Paradise when all the fires happened in 18. Do you know that?
Really?
Yep. He was building houses up there. They all burned down.
Paradise. Is that up near Chico?
Yep.
Okay.
Out that way in the hills.
Yeah.
Oh, Chico. Remember Chico, dude?
Dude. Yeah.
Remember stopping to see my mom for the first
Oh,
time?
God. I'm just like, it's your mom. Try to salvage it. What if she's better? You're like, okay. Crushed again. Thanks, Eve. Me being Eve. I give people too much hope, I think. I don't know if you can have too much hope in people, but I think I need to learn how to tone it down a little bit and realize that people are just people and everybody is not on your team.
So, you don't know. How'd you find the channel? Are you just cruising the lives?
You can't even buy that land, no fire insurance. They won't want you living in the mountains. Oh, I can't tell what's happening because we have you can't even, and then we have you don't know. I'm getting confused about what I'm reading. You know, we got out of California right around, we drove through right before the car fire blocked off, shut down the whole highway.
Yeah.
We ended up just freaking. I think this one's been here before. I think you don't know's been on here before. We left. We were like waiting for the queue to leave, and then it was time to go. And literally, like right after was when the highway got shut down and we couldn't get through anymore. If we had waited, we were like, "Get out of here, my people! Come out of here, my people! We gotta get out of here. We gotta."
I love
go.
you. Hey,
Oh my
you
gosh.
guys go ahead and shut it down. It's bedtime, okay?
Ow.
Yeah, I love you. Go tell Matthew.
I will tell you guys though that
I love you.
since the coat happened, nighttime is more nighttime-ier. Like right now it's 9 o'clock and I'm like, man, I'm freaking tired. It's time for bed. It's 9 o'clock. And then today I was like, oh my gosh, it's probably like noon. And then I looked, it was 9 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, dang, I have so much daytime now that I sleep. So I do think Sukkot reset the sleep switch. They're unbreakable. They're made from polycarbonate. Interesting. Unbreakable mirrors. I'm about to just buy a container and ship myself with it to a storage facility. At least it's a start. What? What just happened?
Say what now?
I'm about to just buy a container and ship myself with it to a storage facility. At least it's a start.
Who said
What
that?
did I miss? Kermode? What does that mean? I must have missed something.
You probably did. Go way back up to the top.
Ow!
Easy there, Tiger.
I don't know what that means, dude. Oh wait, to Ben, never mind. Hold on, let's go find. He's off. No, I don't think so. I think I'm missing something. Ow! Cheapest bunker ever. Oh, I see. Permit people. Okay, I get it. I do think we can all detach ourselves from the system.
It's weird that it's very slow now.
I know, I like it though. It's interesting. We put all these bots in timeout and now
Yeah.
it's just our people. Now we're like, what are we gonna, let's talk,
Ish.
guys. Hello again, Brandy Ray. Good night. Shalom. Oh my gosh.
Ish.
Something.
Yeah.
Something.
Uh-huh.
What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Hold on. About to second witness you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Ow.
Yeah, I'm
Dang
pretty
it.
sure. Hey, so if
But,
any of the
yeah.
mods in the chat feel like something in the spirit and they just need to do something, you know,
But,
go ahead.
well, that just in case it's not.
Yeah, you know, just putting that out there because you guys already know. Because I feel like
Barb, I'm gonna need you guys to give me information on how. Is Barb still here?
I don't know if Barb's still here. I'd
Barb,
love
are
it.
you still here? Secrets don't make friends. Not that Barb.
Oh, that, but yeah.
Different Barb.
No, both the Barbs. Yeah. Both the Barbs then.
Wrong Barb.
It's not the wrong Barb. One
There
the
is
two
technically
become
a
one.
Barb. Is that the other Barb?
Yes.
Oh, what? What?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't even know it had a channel. It. OPSEC. They. Them. No, I'm just kidding. Is that the other Barb, really?
Yes. I asked specifically. Confirmed. 100%. Haunted. 100%, yo.
Okay. So, anyways, I'm gonna need an explanation on how you could possibly use castor oil on a shoulder and not make a hot mess out of it.
Oh yeah, you just put it on a paper towel with a plastic bag over it and then tape it to it.
Hey,
Want to know how I learned that?
wait, hold on.
Wait, I'll tell you.
It's
Because
me.
Grandma, over there by our friends where we used to live, Grandma decided one day when I had pulled a muscle in my chest that she was going to use some castor oil on me, and she made this contraption, and she taped it right to my chest hair, and pushed it on there real good, and she said, "You just leave that on there, honey." and then she fed me some biscuits.
But I'm talking about sleeping.
Come here.
I'm talking about sleeping
Come here.
with a castor oil
Take it
pack
off.
on my shoulder.
That's a wrap, buddy. I love you.
It
Good
seems
night.
like an impossible thing. Like, how could that possibly stay on and not make a hot mess? Do I sleep on a garbage bag? You'll bring me something cool. Because it's the one thing that I'm like, I know I need to do this.
She said she'll bring you something.
I have given myself permission to take 6 weeks
okay.
to let it heal and see if it actually heals.
Yeah.
But I know that I need the castor oil. It just sounds like a hot freaking mess.
It's not a hot mess,
And
dude.
I have-
It's amazing.
One time I tried a castor oil pack on my stomach.
Just make a whole bath
One
of it.
time. And that plastic wrap that I wrapped around did not stay at all. And it was so messy. And castor oil is so freaking sticky.
It's not sticky,
It's
dude.
so sticky.
It's not sticky.
Oh, it's so sticky.
I didn't think it was sticky.
Yeah, if that plastic wrap comes off, it is so sticky.
I didn't think it was sticky.
I've heard of packs that you wrap on yourself and are meant to sleep with it on. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. But like, how do you make it on your shoulder?
You just do multiple packs, bro. Pack it up. Pack it in.
Like, you need the castor oil, and honestly, it's like I can't tell where the actual injury is because it hurts down into my collarbone, my shoulder blade, down the side of my arm, up into my neck. Like, the pain is everywhere, and I don't know where the actual injury is. So in my brain, we need the castor oil to cover all of the pain, but in reality, it probably just needs to cover the injury. Shrink wrap. Ow. Ow. I'm the
This
king
dude-
of plastic
hey,
wrapping.
What's funny is this dude told me. So, given this was 20-something years ago, I was pretty young. This dude was probably 75. His name was Johnny G. And interesting cat. He was actually on an episode of Cops, which was hilarious. But he told me at one point he was doing some undercover work, and he had to drink at this establishment for a long period of time with these people. But he would get drunk if he drank as much as they were drinking, and he would lose his wits. And so what he would do before he went in there is he'd drink a bottle of castor oil so that he would line everything in him so it wouldn't absorb as much alcohol. And he said it really worked well. I just thought it was interesting that he did that.
Jesus says, just put it everywhere and wear a Tyvek suit. Should work.
Sounds like a hot sauna. A greasy, sweaty. Yeah, you better wear some thick socks and some boots for that one. Yeah, with like a little purge valve on the bottom of them.
I feel like I need to get like one of those hazmat suits. Just sleep in a hazmat suit. Tyvek, is that the... Hey,
What?
is Tyvek the same thing as the siding sheet?
Yes, but they make suits of that.
Oh, okay.
It's for spraying.
Okay.
Yeah.
MOP3, MOP 3. I don't know what it means. I don't know what everything means, man.
Mm-hmm.
I say so many things. I feel like
She's not that high speed.
very,
You just,
very
the acronyms
ignorant.
they go right over her. You're not ignorant.
But you know what? Let's talk Bible stuff. I'm less ignorant. MOP 3 is a suburban suit. What suburban suit? What does that mean? I have a splinter I can't get out. Can I put castor oil on it? You might. I don't know, maybe. But I would say, I don't know that that'll help. I think it's more for like, I've heard for adhesions and stuff. But what's her name? Abby from NCIS says put a banana peel on it.
What's up, encouraging community?
And-
Shabbat shalom.
She's obviously a professional. Also we also have yeah, for sure we're down with questions, Bible questions. What was I gonna say? Oh, and there's something called Prid, I think, right? It's a drawing salve. Might help with splinters.
Where's that one at?
Can I see some Bible questions related to the fruit of the Spirit? I love that.
Sure, ask some questions.
Ask away!
Mm-hmm.
I'm using castor oil in my eyes against glaucoma. Yeah, I think castor oil is one of those like hidden
You know, I like to use my eyes for
Everything.
glaucoma.
everything.
No, I'm just playing.
I think olive oil, castor oil. What else? That are just like miracle. They do so many things. I can't do the castor oil on my face. It's so thick. I can't stand the texture of the castor oil. It's so thick. Like if I put it on, like rubbing it onto my shoulder, I can tell is gonna make me crazy. But I'm not gonna rub it. I'm gonna just put the pack on it and then try to figure out how to wash my hand. Can you talk about how the prayer of the unrighteous is an abomination to Yah and why? Please hold.
Where's that at?
It's in there.
Wait, I'm trying to look for where is it?
Oh, it's but never
Wait.
mind. Tim, even in the New Testament it says it.
I don't even know if it's on the other
If
one.
one turns away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer is an abomination.
Yeah.
But also in John, it says, we know that God does not listen to sinners. Wait, we have to read that in context.
Let's read it, dude.
John 9:31.
Let's read it.
Ah! Water bottle! Hey, I washed some of our our jackets from Sukkot. And when I got them out of the washing machine, there was a huge dead spider in there. So, glad I didn't. Yes, that is God's definition of love. 1 Corinthians.
Well, I mean, there's a lot to it, but I wouldn't say that's all of it because there's a whole bunch more really in the beginning of the book, and I would say that we are never going to fully understand all of his understanding or definition. I think that's a piece of it.
That's a quick reference guide for interacting with other people.
Also, if you read the list in a situation that if you're having a problem with somebody, and if you're missing any of those in that, which usually we all are at least one or more of those where we're like, I could be doing that one better, or maybe I'm not quite doing that one. It's a kind of a gut checklist.
Yeah, more description than definition. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, more of a description than a definition for sure.
It's kind of like if you look up, what's the role of the Holy Spirit? There's a whole bunch of but if you take
Jobs
one,
and
you can't.
works.
Yeah, you can't take one verse and be like, see,
This is
this
all.
is
the,
all. This is
yeah,
Holy
you can't
Spirit.
put it in a
It's
box.
all of it. There's
You
multiple
can't put it in a
pieces
box.
of it that you have to consider.
And this is how you know. This is how I know you love me is you keep my commandments. Like there's a whole bunch. Like if you love me, keep my commandments. There's a whole bunch of stuff that could easily get mixed over. So like for you to get like one solid
Wow.
answer, no, that's not the definition. That's definitely a part of the outline for sure. Those are the ones that are common.
Hey, Suze, I finally started using some of the Mela stuff. I finally started trying the face stuff because I don't use face stuff, but I need it. And I'm like, if it's safe, I'm going to try it. And it hasn't caused any issues. Which is awesome for me because I always have issues. How? I don't understand what you're talking about. Yeah.
Mm,
That's not quite. That doesn't say
feel
anything.
like there's a
Mhm,
little bit.
mhm,
So
mhm.
what? It shows like you're a believer. What's your denomination? Not as tactical as your friend. What denomination are you? What's your belief structure? How do you feel about Paul's writings?
Sus word.
Yeah.
Second witness, bro. We about to just. I feel like for the sake of my physical health, it's just you know. When I figure that out, I'll let you know. Cool. Yeah, no, that's not God's definition of joy.
Count it all joy.
No,
When you
this,
fall
this
into-
has zero to do with a definition of joy. I was saved almost 3 months ago and just trying to do the book.
Cool, man. Well, do the book. I'm suspicious of like people asking certain kinds of questions that lays into a certain description and format of people
We're
on the internet.
Edge, man. We got some stalkers that are obsessed.
Yeah.
Some obsessed
Very unhealthy behavior.
stalkers. So if certain questions kind of trigger that, we may schwack you. And just know if you're not the person, we probably we're sorry.
Start with trying to figure out what sin is. Because that's for sure something we should stop doing.
Also, everything doesn't have to be fit in a box.
Yeah,
So,
you're not going to fit them in a box.
One singular verse that mentions the word joy that doesn't really offer any. So here's the deal. Galatians 5:22 is fruit of the Spirit. But what does that mean? It means when you're walking in the Spirit will, through you, outwardly show these things. Patience, self-control, love, forbearance, all these things.
Hey, you know what you should read too, though? Like, for real? You should definitely read...
How do you do the fruit of the Spirit? You don't.
You don't.
Because you
It's
don't.
something-
You are not the Spirit.
Yes, that's something
It's
that
the
you're going to...
evidence of the Spirit of God inside of you.
Yep.
Is that your flesh, because the works of the flesh are different than the fruit of the Spirit. Your works of the flesh will start to go away, and the fruit of the Spirit will start to develop. But you cannot, in your own
Sanctification.
willpower, make the works of this or the fruit of the Spirit appear. That is something literally growing in the Spirit.
Hey, if you're pretty
causes.
if you're pretty new to the faith, like being a believer, I think you should really try to figure out the teachings of Messiah.
Shouldn't
before
my walk
you
be
start-
active? Yes, you should be active in your walk. You should be reading the Word, and you should be in obedience to the Father and the Spirit and the convictions of the Spirit. And as you seek Him and as you die to your flesh daily, and you give the Spirit room,
Sus, for sure.
if you give the Spirit room to work,
Sus.
He will shine through you. He will overflow outwardly.
Yeah, sus. So, I'll be honest with you, brother. The best that you can do right now in your early walk is figure out what sin is. Because
And then don't do that.
if you're trying to have like all these things that are meat and you haven't figured out the milk part of the Bible, maybe you should be reading in the beginning of the Bible. And like figure out the Father and his character and like what he gets upset with his people and like how serious he is. And then the prophets talking about like all these different things, if his people obey or don't obey what he says and what he's showing them, and they go astray from him, and then like all the different things and the prophecies about Messiah coming in. Because like if you don't know what the beginning of the book says about him, how do you know you believe in the actual Messiah? Maybe you believe in a false Messiah or the Antichrist. You don't know unless you can match that up with the whole Bible in context. So start in the beginning of the book. You know, if you're a brand new believer and you're just a couple of months, then you're touching on some like pretty heavy stuff that sounds very interesting for somebody that's brand spanking new.
Eggerega on. Sin is disobedience. Sin is telling God with your actions that you don't care what He wants or what His will is. It's breaking the law? Yes. Walking in obedience to the Father is
interesting.
what we should be doing as believers.
So, and then, so like in the New Testament, like you're not going to have all those answers. You got to find those answers in the beginning of the book.
Because that's where he lays out how his
Be-
people are supposed to walk.
If you don't read the beginning of the Bible, starting in Genesis, all the way through the prophets and the writings, you're really not going to understand the depth of the New Testament. It'll be very easy for you to be carried away with modern day Christian doctrine. And I'll be honest with you, most Christian doctrine nowadays doesn't, they're going to hold strong to the Paul's writings and not Messiah's writings. So that's my 2 cents. Outside of that, just read and pray and you'll find the way. It sounds like you're answering questions that are not brand new believers. So that's really interesting. So praise y'all.
Hmm?
Yeah, I'm tracking, homie.
You got a bucket to poop in, Ben? Pooping in a bucket? My kids ran around the Walmart at one point. Let's hear Shmo about it.
Yeah.
There's
Exactly.
actually not an H in it, but
Yeah, we're tracking. What's up?
the kids were running around Walmart one time going, pooping in a bucket, and I'm like, you can't say that here.
Didn't you guys call my name? Or no?
Look, I'll be real honest with you. When I heard that Bear was doing Sukkot, I slept on my back porch with a bibby and poncho liner. My back hurt. Yeah, definitely.
So how did you find this channel?
Also, did you research Sukkot at all on your own, or did you just watch somebody say something about it and then try to copy it?
Yeah, don't subcontract your faith to anybody, including Bear Independent or me or anybody else, man. You got to read your Bible because
You need to know what you're doing and
just
why.
because the cool guys are doing it doesn't mean you're supposed to do it. Matter of fact, there's a video that I made. My most recent video is probably something you should watch because your heart condition on how you're going to walk this out is really what matters, and it's not following the leader and doing what you think the cool guy's doing. It's really, really important to just be convicted about something before you do it so that you're not subcontracting your faith to somebody else's understanding, which is where most of us lose.
Yes, I did Sukkot research. I try to go through Leviticus about once a week. Yeah, definitely. I said just go through, start in the left of the Bible, the beginning of the Bible, and then read all the way to the end.
I thought he said that he was just been a Christian for like 3 months, a believer for 3 months.
I mean, we did stuff.
So how'd you learn about this channel? I'm just curious.
Having a bucket is Torah. I mean, it says to go bury your poo in the ground, man. Go dump it, dig a hole.
Cover it.
From Bear. He got you from Bear.
How long have you been watching Bear for? I'm just curious if you're into like preparedness and all that. Yeah, what area you live in?
Therefore, my beloved, as he was always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence. Work out your salvation with fear and trembling. Word. Chattanooga-ish. Been prepping since 2018, or you've been watching Bear since 2018? Take the bag out of the bucket, then bury it. It was really cool though. When we first started Sukkoting, we bought like a little pop-up, individual like tent type thing. It's very narrow, but you could just set up a little bucket in it. Set up a little bucket in there, and you got a privacy tent.
Doesn't match. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't match.
All right.
Hold on. Look, bro, I'm trying to check something out.
Lies. Yeah, it's like a little shower tent. That's right. I went to Kentucky for the first time during Sukkot. I was in West Tennessee and took a day trip. It's beautiful. I have not traveled. So you love Yahweh with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and your neighbor as yourself. These sum up all the law and prophets. Read Yahweh's word and ask him to teach you. Oops.
Yeah, that one's
Mm-hmm.
interesting.
I just don't understand what the point is. You know, like it's just so twisted. It's like, what is the point of? What's the point? Why? Maybe we just leave them all up and track them later.
Yeah, it's good. We'll just sub to all of them. So, I'm making a list. I'm checking it twice. So, I think that it's really important, like, in the beginning, to recognize him in everything. But sanctification is a process, right? And so, like, it's not, I can't tell you how to be sanctified. I can direct you in what to do to become sanctified. And how that works is through the Spirit, through him. And we
also,
can't.
we direct you to read it in the Word.
Yeah, that's it. So, like, how you interpret the Word and then walk it out with your own conviction is sanctification. In obedience to what
Definitely
you're convicted
go check
to do.
out the video from yesterday.
Yeah, you should definitely
After
do that.
this one's
Yeah.
over. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I haven't seen your handle in a lot of the lives, and I'm a moderator on a bunch of channels, so I was just trying to vibe check you a little bit. That's weird. Okay. Tracking.
Going for it.
I will ask him.
On a completely unrelated note, my turkey came out delicious. Hey!
Oh,
look at
winning.
you.
Hey, bro. You
Woman
said you were going to bed
skills.
like an hour ago. What are you actually doing?
Woman skills,
Banana.
man.
Huh?
A banana.
You're asking for one? Were you already in bed just now and just woke up and like, I need a banana?
No, I was sitting there thinking.
Don't do that, bro. When you're not used to it, it hurts. If you're hungry, go get something to eat.
Okay.
I love you.
Banana.
Same.
Would you like one?
Actually sounds really good, but I'll have one after the live.
Okay.
T2.
Love you.
Will you stop with all that nonsense? Turn the light on and then karate chop him in the neck. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
What do you think about Enoch and Elijah going to heaven when Messiah said, "No one has went up but he who has come down"?
What? Maybe they didn't go to there. What's it say? They were taken up? Does it say where they're taken up to?
Also, I would have to verify the
Also, you gotta like.
verse that you're referencing.
I think that one would be fun to look up
No.
with translations and definitions and see if that's actually just a crappy translation. Because some. Because I love it, bro. It's like
Oh
so
my
much attention.
gosh.
So much attention.
Lonely. I'm feeling lonely. Like, we could just be your friend. You know? Like, if you need friends, we could just be your friends. Just don't know why. Don't know why. I don't know why. I didn't go. SCSB? What's CSB? Thoughts on CSB? Christian Standard Bible? No, I don't know what it is. Hold on. What is CSB? Let's look it up. Athleisure to wear with confidence. Chemical Safety Board. Christian Standard Bible. Oh, I don't know too much about that.
I'll be honest with you. Every single English translation is got flaws in it, and it's because English sucks. It's not necessarily because.
Well, also people instill doctrines in every single
all of them. Even the scriptures has some doctrinal stuff in it. So like, I like the scriptures, but I also like to use like New American Standard, or ESV, or even King James on some stuff, because I like to cross-reference whatever verse it is and like look at a broad scale of how it's used, and how it's translated, because it gives me a more rounder approach, and then I can dive into each word, and see what the actual word in the original text was, and then what the definition of that, and it helps me develop a better understanding. So if you're going to study the word, this is something that you're going to have to learn to do. If you're going to study the Bible, if you don't learn the Bible's original language that it was written in, which is going to be Hebrew, Greek, some Aramaic, I think, even in some text, some Latin text. There's a bunch of different translations, and I'm pretty sure. But if you don't look them up and figure out what the word and the verbiage is in that language and that language definition, you're going to miss a whole bunch of stuff. Like the law, when you see that in the Bible, the word is Torah in Hebrew, and it doesn't mean just law. It actually starts with the definition, starts with instructions. So now you can see from the difference between law and instruction is quite a bit different, but it's still well-rounded. Like in Hebrew, that word actually means exactly what it's supposed to, because it's like loving instructions, but firm like a law. So it's like packed together, but if you don't check it all the way out and broaden also, your horizon for the culture, for all the mindset, like you got to get into the culture of what Hebrews were doing.
It's very important to know the Father's character and his will, right? So when you read through the Old Testament, you can be very, very sure of what is and is not of God, right? So if you read something in the New Testament where it sounds like it's saying something different, usually you can take that and say, I bet you there's a word mistranslated here. There usually is. Or you can find it's just used out of context. But either way, that's where I feel like it's really important to know like truth from false, right? You need to know what the word is, what the truth is, to be able to test. Because if you're reading the Bible and you see where God's like, don't eat pigs, it's an abomination. And in Jeremiah or Isaiah, when it's like, and they eat the swine flesh and mice, it's like putting that together, right? And like Yeshua's casting out demons into pigs, right? And then you see a verse where you're like, oh, it sounds like they're saying we can eat pigs. Then most likely there's some translational issues.
Hey, so
and you can look it up.
Quick question for you. When you're doing different concordances, have you found some doctrinal?
So when people use, I love a concordance, okay? If you say you're using like Strong's or whatever, they usually come up with a definition of a word. That's still the English translation or the English definition of their translation. But if you take that word and you go reference every other time that same exact word was used, it'll give you more context to what that means, because it'll say like the word common, unclean, holy, all these things, they use them interchangeably in English, like as if they're the same thing.
Yeah.
But when you actually click on the word, the original Greek or the Hebrew word, they each have their own meaning. But English just kind of plugs in whatever word they want. So it's important to not take the definitions necessarily as fact, but to go see how that word, the actual word, was used elsewhere in the Bible. The big strong concordance that is typically
There's like
canonical,
there's apps you can use too. You can use Blue Letter Bible app. Figure out how to navigate that one. I heard a lot of people like eSword. It's a little bit different, but it's got some good stuff where you can use them together. I mean, if you're gonna deep dive into like context and word verbiage and culture, like history, super important. Culture, super important. And then verbiage, man, verbiage, because that's the problem with copyright infringement.
escort. Don't think we said escort.
No, copyright infringement is really, it's really important to understand that because there's copyright laws, every translation, eSword, yeah,
Mouse.
not escort, eSword. What's up?
Wow, what's up, Mouse?
And
yeah, take the definition and learn its context. Yeah. eSword is another website that you can use, I think, for dissecting the Bible. But I don't like the purple concordance because it's I think it's King James maybe. So the words are all weird. But I do remember going through, because I go to ESV concordance because ESV is the Bible I used for the longest time. So it's the words I'm most familiar with. No, he means actual. I use the ESV concordance online. I think I want to buy one too. And then I use the Blue Letter Bible. And there's another one.
hey, not as tactical as your friend. Hey, what's your name, brother?
Assuming his brother.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Not sure I'd trust AI to help with biblical understanding. Word.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, definitely. Ow. Definitely don't do that, Steven.
Okay, Steven.
Steve? Alan! What's up, Mouse? Howdy doody.
Cool, man.
Are you talking about oh yeah, we did that. Ben's out. Pigs are part of the ecosystem, not food. That is correct.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, Greg,
There's like
says,
some really good
"You gotta
sci-fi
have
context
the Old
going on here
Testament
too.
foundation to truly understand the New Testament. For sure, for sure. And what's funny is that people will be like,
Oh, you don't need any of that.
be careful reading that Old Testament stuff. And you're like, but it says that it's good. Chattanooga-ish.
Yeah, that's what I said. Word. Bro, Tristan, I can't wait to see your face, bro. I'm so excited right now. We're about to do the things, brother. About to
did you send him a picture?
New world.
Did you
I
send
did.
Tristan a picture?
I said him when I was leaving. I was like, "Look, first load, brother."
Yeah. I got a picture. I was like, I don't know if you took one.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to send it.
You got him.
Ow.
Hey, you got something in the chat there, sis.
I got you. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Sweet. All right, so we're good.
Verified.
Verified.
Nice name drop, BT Dubs.
Yeah.
Let me see. Anyways. What are you guys doing then? Now it's freaking so mild in here. We've been like kicking so many people
There's
out.
still
but it's
45
just
people on
mild.
here, bro, and there's
It's
like
just mild.
only
Look
a
how
c-
peaceful this
it
is,
is.
dude.
Hey, so you guys saw me schwacking folks, right? Because and that's why people are quiet in the chat right now. Because they don't want to give up their position. But trust and believe.
We're We're on it, man.
There's some lurkers out
The
there.
45 OGs. That's right.
Yeah, well, there's some lurkers out there in the comments that ain't saying nothing. It's interesting to me.
Anyways, so now it's like, what do we talk about now, dude?
Now we just talk about
just,
all the
like,
cool stuff,
hang
bro.
out?
Yeah, we just hang out with our peeps, man. It's awesome.
Why you say eyes and then you delete eyes?
Oh yeah, just watching.
Creepers be creeping.
Yeah.
I can never shut up. Word to your mom.
Encouraging me. I said I'm lurking.
Lurking. Everybody's lurking in the background.
That's right,
I love you
baby.
guys.
All my peeps.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I love my people, man. I'm so blessed. I can't tell you how much I recognize the love from all my people during Sukkot, and like just the joy of being able to watch them and their families and like all the different things, and people messaging me from all over the country that are friends that are out there doing the things, and I love it, man. It's what a blessing, dude, to have so much love and joy and fulfillment in your life.
You know what, dude? Trying to come up with biblical definitions of the fruit of the Spirit and the armor of God. Okay? So, go to ESV Concordance online. There should be like a whole website. Type in each word, peace, and go through every single verse. You will not get the full picture of what it means. What happens is you find verses where it talks about how there is peace and what that looks like, when there's not peace and what that looks like. And then you can make a full picture out of it instead of just trying to find one verse that summarizes all of it. You need the whole context. So do a deep dive on all of the words and see all of them.
Oh, Mrs. Whoopi, you're making me hungry now.
Oh, also, where was it? Oh, Ega said she sometimes likes to eat peanut butter on a tortilla.
What?
And
That's like a Cali hood thing. Did you learn that in the
I
ghetto?
want you to know that you can also, if you take a flour tortilla and you heat it up a little bit and you put butter on it and salt and roll it up, it's so freaking good, dude. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's why we're still here.
Comment.
Um,
I'll be honest with you. You know, there's a lot of nonsense out there. So
White Ghetto, Carmichael.
yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, I freaking love it, dude.
I love how many people were lurking. I love.
Oh, dude. Hey, when they said it, they just popped in. I'm here. I love you. That makes me happy.
Did you?
Wow,
did,
what's up, Art?
You did almost get.
My
an
dude,
axe.
bro. My wife was talking about you earlier, and it made me smile, cheek like hard, ear to ear, bro. Yeah. I gotta call you tomorrow.
I need more info on the caramel apple brownies.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. If there's like fresh chunks of apple in there
Ooh.
with caramel on it, and then
Flour
it's covered in
tortillas with
brownie.
butter and cinnamon sugar.
I'm coveting. Is that bad? That's not good.
It's not coveting. You're finding motivation.
Yeah, but I can't do it today.
Yeah, but
I'll
you're
wait.
still ready for it when it's time.
Oh, maybe I'll bring that for her sister's birthday. I'll just go crazy tomorrow
Oh
night.
my gosh.
Yeah, we'll just make some.
I've been
crazy
meaning to
stuff.
call you every day, he says.
Same, bro. I've been super busy. Matt, honest with you, dude, I should have flew you back out here for this one. I'm about to build some stuff.
About the bills? Yeah, but next time you fly him out,
Yeah.
I'll bring the whole family.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna have to take a drive out there just to grab his truck for him.
I'm gonna have to come kidnap you guys.
Actually, I'm using the trailer. I'm gonna get it on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's just good. She said I'll allow it. Besides 119 Fellowship Finder, how can I find Bodies of Believers? Honestly,
Be careful
Yeah.
all the way around. Just because somebody's wearing tassels don't mean they're good to go.
Yep.
And that's all I'm gonna say on that.
also, I vote pray on it, but you may go through a period of wilderness training, which means nobody.
You're gonna be
And
solo bolo for a
that
while.
is the time where you grow with Yah
And you shed all the
And-
worldly crap.
Yep, you
to
get to
where-
know him and who you're supposed to be, and you deal with your own stuff. And then he will start bringing people into your life, and then you will appear with a group somewhere, and it'll make sense. But everybody wants out of the wilderness training, but people don't want to do people don't want to do the people don't want to do the work of the wilderness training, right? We don't want to be isolated. We want to do it easy way. We want
Like, I know now, I need people. You're just like, wait, bro.
The best
Like, we got
thing-
so much to teach you. Just wait.
The best thing that you could do is lean into the wilderness training, seek him, let him teach you and sanctify you, and then when it's time for you to start plugging in somewhere,
You're not bringing
You
all
will-
that bullshit with you. Excuse my
And-
language.
you will be able to recognize eeriness afoot. You will be able to recognize if it's a place that you will have
False
discernment.
doctrine,
Mhm.
like all kinds of stuff that it happens everywhere, you know? So, like, one of the things that
Look,
I'm...
Nathan appears. Did you say building some stuff?
Ah, my dude, bro. I would love it if he came out here. Honestly, if I had just like these, like, there's like 4 or 5 people like in my builder circle that if I had we'd have this thing done in like
3 days.
3 days, bro. If I had all hands on deck,
Ow.
but it's gonna take me 3 weeks because I don't have that.
Kermode says we're all just the big kids that didn't go to bed at a reasonable time and are about to raid the kitchen. Word.
So here's the thing too, is like when you're in that alone time, it's really important that you have a moment like that.
Use it.
It's people think like there's something wrong, like I'm doing good. Why I'm alone? It's actually part of the process, man. And it's
Yeshua was in the wilderness.
in the beginning of his ministry. What did he do? Right, like before he like really took flight, he was ministering his whole life. Right, even from a child, he was in the synagogues and the temples, like preaching Torah. So, but before he like kicked off into his full blown walk and like hey, this is who I am. Check it out. He went off for 40 days and 40 nights in the wilderness,
Yeah.
man, and like fasted and was
But
tempted.
he was obviously using it
He was
wisely.
tempted. He was solo bolo out there, and what he do? He leaned into the word.
Yep.
That's what he did because the adversary tried to use the
Learn
word.
to walk in the spirit.
Yeah, and so like, and when you're denying your flesh and you're doing it out there, and it's just you and the Father, you learn a lot about you too, and that's like an important part.
We can be Israelites in a good way, or we can be Israelites in a bad way. Because we can go on wah
Stiff neck
right?
people
Uh-huh.
and all that.
Refusing to just listen to him
Yeah. Yep.
and complaining, right? Or we lean into him and we seek him and he trains us. Because I'm going to tell you right now, there's a lot of information, a lot of groups, a lot of people out there. If you find a group and you don't have your own firm conviction and you're not walking in the spirit and you don't know how to recognize stuff, you could be very easily led astray. It's very important that you don't try to fight that alone time. You learn how to be comforted in him, how to be filled by him. Like you need that time to really, really dive in. Did you not know I would be doing the work of the Father?
What? More context, please, Nathan.
That was Nathan.
More context.
Sir, are you a preacher? No. But he does read the Bible and like to tell people about it. That's sir. Or an African prince. Sir. Sir is usually like Nigerian or African or something. I feel like every time I see sir. Never had a horseradish pickle, but horseradish totally tracks with red meats. Horseradish pickles. I don't think I like that. Although my mom
Sounds
had
yummy.
cinnamon pickles or something? And it was canned, but it tasted like apple crisp, like the filling that would be inside of apple crisp. Oh, I thought it was a slight misquote from when Yeshua stayed behind at the temple and they found him 3 days later. What do you mean a misquote?
Who said that?
Egregor. Error.
Oh.
That word is so much funner to say than your actual name. Egregor. Egregor. I can't say.
Yeah.
I like when the burn comes in my nose. We're not supposed to do drugs. I don't think I do horseradish. Do I do?
No.
I do horseradish?
No, you hate it, dude. I love it. That's wasabi.
Does this work? No. It's like I don't remember ever setting this up.
It was
Does not
on.
work.
Was that one down there work?
Nope.
Oh, there's no,
No
batteries in
batteries.
it. Lack of power is your dilemma.
Meh. Dude, it's so much nicer in here right now.
It tickles the nose.
This group is.
It burns the nostrils.
She said, wait, wasabi
60% of the
is horseradish?
time, it works every time.
Is wasabi actually
It's
horseradish?
quite pungent.
I feel like it's not. I feel like that was wrong. We're going to look it up.
Which
'Cause
one?
I'm pretty sure that was false information.
What was?
Please hold. They're from the Brassicaceae family,
Mm.
but they are different species and different plants. The horseradish root is what we typically consume, while the wasabi stem or rhizome is the part of the plant that is eaten. Both are hot and tangy.
Mm.
Hmm.
Either way, I like the stuff that makes my eyes water and my nose tingle. When I eat it,
No, thank you.
that's the stuff I like on my sushi.
No, thank you on the
Mm.
spicy. Why is it spicy?
I love the spice.
Oh!
That's it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Now
See, you
got.
caught on to that. I did
Yeah.
not.
Uh-huh.
Good job. You're so smart. Did you not know that I would be doing the work of the Father? That quote was from Why Were You Searching for Me? Didn't you know that I must be about the things of my Father?
Word.
Edgar caught that.
Yeah.
I did not.
I recognized it, but I wasn't sure if that's what was being referred to or not.
I was wondering what you were talking about. Cheap wasabi is horseradish, but it's actually two different things. That doesn't make any sense. They use horseradish in wasabi because of the expense. Real wasabi is expensive. Oh.
We'll get some real stuff. Let's eat it.
I pulled away and was defiant to his plan. I paid my penance and the blessings started coming so fast. It's almost been overwhelming. Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
that's right.
Word.
Do you think you can be a good follower of Christ and a good American? I think the
Negative.
identities don't need to be combined. Because if Yah says go away from America,
America's actually not really good. The concept of America in the beginning was really good. But it's early, way in the beginning, it became a secret government and a shadow government controlling it. So if it's not really in control and it's an illusion, is it actually good?
also we have all this freedom, but it's all for gathering intel. It's all they allow a certain amount of stuff.
Money.
They
That's
allow
why.
a certain amount of stuff
That's why.
under the pretense of, we got to keep it going. Is all I'm saying. Had horseradish with lamb for Pesach.
Oh yeah, baby. Now you're talking.
The illusion of freedom. This is when I deleted my Facebook years ago. It was because I had posted freedom is just an illusion, and I had this one very, very sensitive person on there going off, and I just was like, I can't anymore with all these people. You know what I mean? I just can't. So I ended up deleting my whole Facebook and then disappeared for a while. Went literally off grid. It's like it's almost like you think about like AA, like where it was originated, like was it was originated good.
Here we go. Everybody
then
get your
it got-
foil hats on. We're going
Then
for
it got kind of corrupted by people and all their feelings. But like the root of where it started from is good, you know?
Word. Still 42 people in here.
Me and Jody's stepmom don't agree on a lot. But we do agree that we kind of come to the same preferences, but from different viewpoints.
Good night,
So
y'all.
like she
Love you, sis.
doesn't want religion in her politics, but I don't want politics in my religion. You know what I mean? So we both have the same, like, I would fight, like, when there was, like, oh, maybe people are going to get mad at me, I don't care. When people were like, oh, we should put the 10 Commandments in the schools or whatever. And I'm like, I would never want a teacher, an unlearned biblical teacher, trying to teach the 10 Commandments to my kids at school. Absolutely not. I would not want my children's faith to be in anybody else's hands.
Yeah.
So she agreed.
Put it on the wall, sure, so they can read it
She agreed,
and ask questions, but not.
her thing was like,
like-
we shouldn't be putting that in the sake, like every kid should be able to go to school and we shouldn't be blasting Bible stuff on it, right? But like her and I came to the same kind of idea, but from different viewpoints. I happen to already be wearing my hat. Saucin'. And I don't want religion to walk with ya, word.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying about which God. Yeah, and I get that. And that's like a deep subject.
Yeah, because there's a lot of
Yeah, if you do some deep dive on like what's written on the money and who it's referring to and like where that stuff comes from, it's like you can even see it on the $1 bill. There's like America, and then there's this other government thing. There's two different things.
well, I mean, think about simply go to church. It sounds like a completely, like, the point of Yeshua is, yes, we have the basics down, right? Yeshua died for our sins, right? Believe on him and you'll be saved, right? We agree on that part, the beginning, but then like what happens after that? And so when you go to like Christian churches, it really seems more like they're preaching a lawless Messiah, which most people, like, there's a lot of believers, like Jewish, Jesus was converting a ton of Jews. The disciples were converting a ton of Jews. How would they have believed any of that if what was being taught was a lawless Messiah, right? They wouldn't have. Like, the Jews wouldn't have been like, oh, cool, now we can live like the heathens that we've been warned against for years, you know? Like, that's not what was happening. But you go to a church and it sounds like they're preaching a lawless Jesus. And so it's like, is it the same? I think it really comes down to your heart, you know? Your heart knows who he is in reality. And we seek him and we love him, right? And that's going to produce fruit. But there's a lot of people that don't even know they don't even know anything about him.
Dano, I love that. Dano, that's great. Pay attention to those kissing walls. I haven't read that in the Bible anywhere. Yeah, for sure. So, Travis McGee said, what form of Christianity are you? We're actually whole Bible believers. So, like, we're
like just disciples.
We're so
of
Christian that
Yeshua.
most Christians really won't like us because we don't put Paul's writings out of context and over clearly what is taught by Messiah.
We are disciples of Yeshua.
Yeah. So
And we serve. Yeah.
nice burp.
Sorry.
Good job. Yeah.
It's time. The burps are coming.
Yeah. So
Maybe I should stand up.
yeah, and I think that like we read the whole Bible and everything that applies in the Bible, like that's for us, which is like short of temple services, what Levites do. almost everything else in there is still applicable today. And so that doesn't really go over well with most modern day Christians. So it's kind of a weird thing for people, but that's it anyhow.
Don't stand up, then the toots come out.
Yeah.
No, listen. So I have a thing, okay? I think it is stress. But whenever I get off of Alive lately, I stand up and immediately feel like I'm gonna throw up, and then my stomach is messed up all night. And I think it's been from the stress of the stalkers.
The nonsense.
But anyways, so now I'm like, maybe it's just from sitting too long.
Yes, both equal.
Yeah, both equal, because one doesn't delete the other.
Yeah.
They're the same.
Yeah.
Like they're preaching the same exact thing.
And
it's just that people have taken some of it and used stuff out of context and made it be like, oh, that's deleted.
Is it though? What if it actually says different, but that verse is never talked about?
So thoughts on unconfirmed meat. Is Taco Bell a sin?
I don't eat Taco
can't
Bell.
confirm it's clean meat. I mean, it says it's beef.
Yeah, well, call them up, ask them if there's
Yeah,
anything mixed in
and
with
we
it.
can
They're all,
have-
yeah, it's dog food because Purina owns Taco Bell.
It's probably all cardboard anyways, but like, I mean, we definitely call. We know that they're safe restaurants because we'll call like Mexican food places and ask them about what they use in their refried beans. If it's lard, we won't eat there.
Yeah,
But we actually found a restaurant that is Torah observant, which is cool. Yeah, Old Testament and New Testament is all misleading. It's all one book. That's right. Heather, don't get me started on inhumane fast food.
we'll talk about it later.
Only
Tristan.
ever eat Brahms.
We'll talk about it later.
Only ever eat Brahms, Heather says. She didn't actually say that, but I know it's in her mind. Yes, lard is pork. Lard is pork, so it's unclean. It is swine fat. It's like tallow, but unclean. But the unclean tallow.
Are we into accents now? We're
Oh, no.
sleep deprivation. Love it.
Deposition.
Depositions.
Sleep
Ooh,
depositions.
yes. I don't want one of those right now. Too
I heard a long
sleepy.
time ago that McDonald's started buying their beef from a company called Real Beef or All Beef so they could legally say that their burgers were 100% real / all beef. Is it one book or a bunch of books? Both. As someone who used to run the internet with internet trolls, I can tell you they have nothing better to do. It has nothing to do with you. Don't take it to heart. Yeah, we know that. But, you know. There's pork and refried beans like at a regular. Sometimes they use lard, yeah.
Yeah,
Even
you gotta
in, like,
ask
canned-
it how they make it.
Even in canned beans, refried beans, you have to get the vegetarian or fat-free ones.
So when you go to
Otherwise, use pork
restaurants,
lard.
we'll ask if they cook their beans with lard or if they cook it with vegetable oil, and allow them to use vegetable oil or corn oil.
Cornel!
Corn oil. You're stupid.
Cornel. Cornel.
You should
I had to figure out how to
should've
spell that.
Put the little
How do you spell that?
thingamajigger on there.
Cornel. A new commandment I write to you, which thing is true in him and in you, because the darkness is passing away and the true light is already shining.
Amen.
Yeah, dude, no, they use lard, man. Check your beans, man. Refried beans, baked beans, gotta check all of them. Cornbread.
Cornbread's got it.
Cornbread's
And
got
listen,
lard, you gotta get the vegetarian cornbread.
if it's not vegetarian specific, then it has lard in it.
So
I have looked up so many different on deployment. That's one of my they hate me on deployment because I'm like, cornbread, is that vegetarian? They're like, no, it's just I'm like, it's got lard in it then. And they're like, oh no, it doesn't say it has pork in it. And I'm like, that doesn't mean that it's clean, dude. You gotta actually look into these things.
So
Just like they don't tell you that marshmallows have pork in it. But they're in there.
Are all non-Christians going to hell? I hate to say that people are going to hell, but if we look at it from the other end, if you don't believe in the God of heaven and you don't accept his ticket to heaven, then you won't go there.
Yeah, if you don't believe in a place, why would you want to go there?
If God's gonna flood the earth and he sends an ark and you don't jump on it,
Yeah,
then
what do you
obviously-
believe? What do you believe, Travis McGee?
Obviously,
I'm really
you're not
curious
gonna be-
what you believe, because just curious.
Oh, dude, we had to throw so much cornbread away too, honestly. Just use butter. What about Jews? Jews have all the information they need to know that Yeshua is the Messiah. He was literally sent for them.
I'm asking Travis, like, what do you believe?
And it's definitely our...
'Cause this-
Not as tactical as your friend Travis. You better name drop. That's right. Yes, right. You got it. Oh my gosh. Are they hellbound? I mean, are the Jews? Did the Jews reject literally their salvation that God told them He was sending?
But tribulation's coming, and there's going to be gnashing of teeth because they're going to realize that's Messiah coming, and we're going to say, yeah, it's Messiah, and they're going to like, how do you guys know? It's the same one we've been telling you about.
Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. This is where I feel like it's our job, because there's a lot of misrepresentation. No Jewish person, granted, there's a lot of tradition, right? A lot of like Catholics are not gonna change their belief because it's instilled in their entire life and they will not let it go, right? So Judaism is similar. There's so many traditions and stuff that like
Hold on.
it's gonna take a lot for them to
I gotta
transition.
I'm not going to waste
wait.
another breath.
My point is that if we are good witnesses and explain Yeshua in the Torah and that Yeshua didn't come preaching lawlessness, they will see him maybe. But there's a veil over
Hold
their
on.
eyes until the time of the
I
Gentiles
really gotta
is
say
complete.
what I gotta say.
Go.
Travis McGee, what is your thoughts on this? Because you're asking a lot of like loaded questions, but you're not giving me anything that you believe or think, and I want to hear it. So if you're not gonna like put anything out there, I'm not gonna put anything out there for you either. It's a two-way thing. Yeah, it's some other stuff.
Yeah, if Jesus is the door and you don't walk in the door, are you sent to hell or did you walk to hell yourself? That's right.
Oh, it's kind of
There is a road that leads to life.
the gospel's gonna be preached to all the world, all the nations. So
Yep.
everybody's gonna get an opportunity.
Yep.
Everybody gets an opportunity.
But there is going to be, the veil is over the Israelites, the
So
natural born,
no,
until the time of the Gentiles is complete.
no, we have no answer. Travis, no
I
answer
know,
me.
the frosted, I think what's it called, shredded wheats or whatever, frosted wheats. Those are freaking... Oh, he's saying no, that's a legit question, not a gotcha.
Okay, so
Jesus is the door and you don't walk into the door. Are you sent to hell or did you walk to hell yourself? If God has the side of the fence, Satan has the side of the fence, who owns the fence? Not God, right? God doesn't own the fence. You're with God or you're not.
okay, so Travis, you're not a believer then.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to do that. I've read the Bible. I read the Bible daily, but found it to be less and less true. I would say why, because there's probably just a misunderstanding, and it's very important when you read the Bible that you're doing it in the Spirit.
Well, and so like it says that it's spiritually discerned. So if you're trying to like just if you have a worldly mind and not a spiritual mind, like you're not going to comprehend what it's talking about. And I'm not trying to punt that and be like, well, if you don't have the Spirit, you'll never get it, brother. That's not really what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's like your intentionality and heart condition needs to be really turned to the Creator and truth for Him to reveal stuff to you. That's really what I'm saying. So, yeah, I get it. and it's because there's probably stuff, especially in Christianity, that was contradictory.
That didn't make any sense. It didn't
We
align.
came out of modern day Christianity, so like we do the Sabbath, we eat the biblical diet, we keep the feast days. We don't do Christmas, we don't do Easter, we don't do all the stuff that's not in there. So we're like biblical literalists, right? And so like there's a lot of context that is way full of doctrine that you hear in modern day church. So if you're reading it and you've heard somebody do a teaching on something you're reading and you think it means what they're saying and it sounds not right, it's probably not. But that doesn't mean the word's not true. It just means that somebody's understanding or whatever is not quite right. Yeah, see that?
Yeah,
I know, I saw that.
Have you ever done a live feast? No. Because we're doing holy convocations during feasts.
Yeah, that's something I would never do.
Oh, a love feast? No. I think that's a pagan thing, right?
Yeah, well, isn't that Easter?
The only holiday I'll actually miss is Christmas. I have memories to connect with it. Yeah, honestly, I think once you start doing the other feasts, I was just telling Egarega about this, like, it's different when you just try to give up all these and you're like...
Without any
like,
understanding.
yeah, but when you start not just quitting the old ones, but also start what the biblical ones are, you start seeing how much more fulfilling the biblical ones are and how much less of a stress, I guess it is, you know what I mean? He says, in God, yes, but not the Bible. Oh, you already answered that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the love feasts are a pagan thing. I can't remember what that is. I remember coming across it at some point. You're good, Travis. Let me see. Love feast was in their church service and the Lord's Supper. Paul talks about it.
What? I
I
think
remember looking it up and realizing that it was something weird.
maybe it's transitional error. Translation error, man. Who knows? But I don't really get caught up in all the little weird things either. It's like, if I was going to get caught up in weird stuff, I'd be like, how virgin birth did Messiah come from Mary, but Joseph was the one with the bloodline?
Do you do the
How
Lord's
does that
Supper?
work?
We do Passover.
Yeah, Passover. Totally different.
We do Passover, unleavened bread. Yeah, I think love feast is something that they were doing that wasn't like a biblical command thing. It was just an extra thing that they were doing.
Yeah,
Like it was
extra biblical.
He was name dropping an event.
Also, they did the Festival of Lights,
Mm-hmm.
right? Messiah went to the Festival of Lights.
Mm-hmm.
That's Hanukkah.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So,
Which
but
is totally different now than what it
that's
actually
a
was supposed to
tradition
be.
for their culture, not a biblical commandment. That's totally different.
Well, even the one, what's the girl? The girl queen, Esther. She did a whole fast. There's Purim to celebrate this whole thing, but like, it was very much, I think, a Jewish holiday, not like a commanded Israel holiday. It was for the Jews specifically. Hanukkah is after Christ. Oh,
Before?
postpartum is after.
I don't know.
Yeah, post Christ. I don't
I
think
mean,
so.
it shows it in the Gospels. He's going to the Festival of Lights. So.
Yeah, and the Book of Maccabees happened before the New Testament for sure.
Yeah.
You might mean like the Feast of Dedication or the Feast of Lights existed pre-Christ, but the term Hanukkah and how it became about now came up after Christ.
Yeah.
Because they do be changing stuff, man.
And anyhow, it's still just a tradition, so it doesn't matter. It's neither
These are the
neither
men who
here
are
nor
hidden
there.
reefs in your love feast, when they feast with you without fear, caring for themselves, clouds without water, carrying along by winds and autumn trees.
Interesting. Jude.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Jude. Origins before Christ by a couple hundred years. Yeah, Hanukkah didn't start until, I think, 1100 AD. It
No.
was in a commemoration of a battle.
No.
That's not true.
Nope.
The term Hanukkah.
How would it be
maybe-
AD if it's in the Gospels?
Yeah, and the term Hanukkah maybe is the word.
Yeah, the word itself, but the what they were calling it before they called it Hanukkah, it was called Feast of Lights. But it's neither here nor there. None of it matters.
The whole point of the Feast of Dedication was the Maccabean revolt. Go read the book of Maccabees, and it talks about how this group came in and defiled the temple and prevented everybody from being able to they were not letting people keep Sabbath, and they were trying to force them to eat pork publicly, and they were devouting people. And then somebody came in and got rid of those people, and then they rededicated the temple. And the rededication of the temple is where the Feast of Dedication / the Feast of Lights came in the Apocrypha, yeah.
What about the War Scroll?
Yeah, the War Scroll's cool, man. Medic Mouse, listen. We just realized, it says to save up money and stuff for Sukkot, right?
I
Throughout the year.
already knew that.
I know, but I didn't think about it. And then I'm like, so then, if we're supposed to do that, then I could be taking my kids' money that they make all year.
We can take the kids' money.
Take a portion of it and put it aside in their own little but their own little baggie. And then when Sukkot comes, they get to use that on just whatever. So now they get to grow
all
up.
the money that I give them for foot rubs, I get to take pleasure in during Sukkot. I love it. That's a great idea.
You don't have to spend your current money to buy them stuff, because your previous money will be buying them stuff.
Word. So does that count as my 10% then?
There are definitely multiple books in the Apocrypha. I wouldn't dabble in the Apocrypha, though, if you're still new.
Yeah, if you're brand new, don't have a good, strong understanding.
Yeah. Because there are books in there that are
you can get carried away on calendars and all kinds of nonsense.
You need to have a good, firm understanding of the basics, right? Understand Torah, understand Messiah, understand what truth is
and love.
Before trying to dabble in the extra biblical books that really require discernment and understanding. You know what I mean? Because you could read it. There's Gnostic Gospels. There's tons of books out there that you gotta be really careful of. It has to align. Do your tiny masseuses do shoulders? I'm a wreck. I will cough up a $20. Dude, Sammy would be so down. Except for not on Shabbat.
Yeah. Foot rubs. That's my foot rubs. You ain't getting in on that.
Sounds like Jewish math. Just savings. Extra savings. We're just saving money. Just because it says gospel doesn't mean it's a description of Yah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Or it says scripture. I think it's free. No, we don't do the foot rubs on Shabbat. I don't think.
We do free ones.
That's what his said. Sore foot rubs free on Shabbat. We'll get into a bidding war. We'll bank.
It's late.
It's 10:30.
Yeah,
but
it's
it would be
late.
nice, honestly. I get up early to go practice for worship. It's not early, really, but it feels.
I get up at 10 o'clock so that I can
Which
go
is
as early as possible.
so early for me. But it's usually because we're up really
I'm
late.
up before the chickens.
We're usually up really late on Friday night, and then the stress of the live, I have to decompress for a while, right? So it takes me a long time to fall asleep on Friday nights, and then I have to get up early.
Saucing.
So, anyways, it would be nice if it's 10:30 right now. I would be super down to be early night You know, like let's just go to bed. Let's get our Shabbat on. Let's see if we're gonna vomit when we stand up. But I don't expect it because I'm pretty sure it's stress. I'm pretty sure that literally the chat stresses me out so bad that I get physically ill. So I don't expect to feel nauseous tonight when I stand up. But almost every live for the last like month and a half has been I've gotten up, and as soon as I get up I immediately feel like I'm gonna vomit, and then my stomach hurts. So I'm gonna vote that it probably won't happen tonight.
It's pretty
'Cause
close.
This was awesome and mild.
It's pretty close to Shalom Lanch. I might hang in there for a couple more minutes, but I'm gonna need to have some of this liquid courage here.
AKA water.
Yeah.
Not even with electrolytes.
It's salty though. Tastes like feet.
I washed it.
Yeah, I could tell with feet.
I didn't wash it.
You washed it with your feet.
But we do have fart water. Actually, I don't think our water smells as much like farts as it does blood. I think it smells like blood.
Why would you say that?
I
Now
think it
it's going to
smells
be
like
stuck in my
iron.
head. Why would you do
It
that?
smells very irony. Like the sulfur is different. Like there was other houses with wells and it smells like straight egg farts. And to me, this is like very metallic. Like it smells like blood.
Can you not?
Do the nicotine pouches mess y'all's guts? Different ones jack me up. No,
Yes.
I don't know
Yes.
about that.
Yes. Yes, they do.
Did you check for raccoons? Where? In the well?
Who said that?
hold
Oh yeah, not in the well. They can't get in there, bro. It's a sealed unit, homie. You know what can get in there though? Whatever grows in the dark, I guess. Evil? Yep, I'm tired.
He says, I read something the other day. The gospel is Genesis 3:15. Everything else is a footnote. And they want to know your thoughts.
What?
That verse says, I will put animosity between you and the woman, between your seed and her seed. He will crush your head and you will crush his heel. Wait, did I read that right?
Mm-hmm.
He will crush your head and you will crush his heel. Why? Okay, but why wouldn't it make more sense that...
Bruise your heel is what it says in some translations.
Wait. I must be reading that wrong. I will put animosity between you and the woman, between your seed and her seed.
Mm-hmm.
He will crush your head and you will crush his heel.
Yeah.
Oh, your head. Okay, just kidding.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Also, I don't like feet either. Which is why my daughter rubs his feet, because
That's
can't.
about Messiah kicking
I cannot.
Hasatan's
That's
ass.
what he's saying. Somebody said that's the gospel. Everything else is a footnote.
I mean,
Everything else is more details on that one specific verse that summarizes it all.
I mean, you can't. It's not a good summary. I mean, yes, sure, it's not a summary though. It's a cliff note.
How was the well? What was the problem?
Oh, so the well, I said it earlier, but I'll say it again just because you asked. So while we tinkered with it and we got it kind of running, and then all of a sudden we had no water again, and I was like, I don't know what it's doing. And so I went out there to check because, you gotta have water to flush the toilets, right? So after the live on Wednesday, I went out there, and evidently blew the lines apart, and I had to go out there at 0:30 and do some plumbing.
When I actually had noticed that it was leaking while it was still light outside, but didn't realize that it wasn't supposed to leak. So
it's like, I thought they all just dripped, and I'm like, nope, not good.
I'm like, as soon as he said it, I was like, that's my bad. Are you having pump issues or treatment issues? I think it's the pump.
We don't treat it.
Although we could just dump a bunch of bleach in it.
We could.
I know the osmosis thing says...
Listen, when you put, I've had water and it's like it slopes down to the wellhead, the wellhead's not above. And I have had
Wellhead. Oh, that.
when the water goes down
No. Sorry.
back into it, when it comes back out, eventually it like washes black stuff down into the well and then it comes out. I don't know where you went with that, but it's guarantee it's inappropriate. You need to step
It
away.
wasn't meant to be. It wasn't supposed to be. It was just, I liked the way it sounded. I was just
Wellhead.
was just repeating it. But then the
Wellhead.
way that you worded it right before I said it sounded so bad.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you adulted very good and controlled yourself.
Don't put bleach in the well. Why? Even the reverse osmosis thing is like, make sure that your well is properly treated with bleach. Podiatrist. So anyways, I let the well break. So
You didn't let it break.
I did
You just didn't call out that it was breaking.
right. Which means I allowed it to break.
You didn't know any better, otherwise you would have. I bet you don't do it next time. See? Grace. Damn
Night,
it, woman.
Sheila.
You should have said something. You ruined the whole thing.
I broke it all. You know what? I'm gonna probably have to wash this stuff off my shoulder.
Was this burning you?
Well, because I'm like, what if I lay on my pillow and then it gets the cayenne
And
freaking
then
rub
your-
on my pillow
and then your
and
pillow
then I
gets
put my
contact?
face on it and then my eyes are burning in the middle of the night? You could drop silver in the well. It has antimicrobial properties and other good medicinal uses. That sounds very expensive. The well pump has to be rated for the bladder. For the bladder. Yeah, and honestly, we're so new to having a well that we just have no idea what we're doing. Like
It's a new well
I had
pump
to Google
and an old bladder.
well anatomy the other
The
day.
well bladder's at like 30 psi, 32. And
But we don't know what it's supposed to be at.
and the switch I think is a
And then split the
30 to
switch.
50 regular pressure switch, which I have cranked all the way up. No, I don't. I might. I don't know
Yeah,
what I'm
well
doing.
out there is probably going to be a extra. Read all
Anyhow,
about
this
it.
is well's a real deep subject right now, so
You stupid. He said, Tristan says, I want a well, but I don't think I can afford it. What is your pH?
I have a PhD.
I did one of those dippy things, those dippy tests, and it said
It's high pH,
it was very alkaline,
alkaline.
question mark, very alkaline. And there was one thing that it was high in, but it had to do with the alkaline.
Hey, stop touching my face.
My shoulder! My shoulder! You're gonna break the blinds! You're gonna break the blinds!
Stop hitting yourself.
Help me, internet!
Stop hitting yourself.
Help me, internet! I've been in water treatment for almost a decade. I've never heard dippy thing. I'm keeping that. How are you been in water treatment for almost a decade, but you make windows?
Mirrors?
Sus. Oh. No. What did I say?
I don't know what you said.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's time for bed. Windows? Oh, I did say windows. That's right. Mirrors. You make mirrors. I need to get water tested.
It might be a
Properly.
different one.
Nah, man. That's the mirror guy.
What's your pH?
What's your pH?
That's what I'm saying. What's your pH right now?
Mirrors?
Is it
Question
high?
mark? Are you not the mirror guy?
No, it's not the mirror guy.
You sure?
Yeah.
No need to name drop. There was a guy that was talking about mirrors. Oh, mirrors was you don't know, I think. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That
Yeah.
checks out.
Yeah.
My bad.
I think
no magnets, Mouse. No magnets.
Hey, if we drop those down in there, we should solve the problem.
My pH is tired.
Yeah.
No
Same.
magnets. 30 psi, no more than a half horse pump. I don't even know what that means. Don't have more than half horse pump.
I have no idea what pump is in there, and I
What
guarantee
horse
the guy
pump?
that sold us. Yeah, it's not a horse pump.
That sounds.
It's a water
Don't
pump.
do artificial insemination.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Too much, yo. That's too much.
I said it's time for bed. Add a burrito and ice cream. Sleep is the next step.
Yeah.
Your pH affects how you will want to treat for various metals and sulfurs. Right. We get that. But we couldn't figure out how to treat anything without hiring a person to come out and actually test it, because everything I was finding, people were like, you can't test those strippy things, those little dips, the little dippies. You can't test those, or you can't trust those.
Yeah.
So,
Also, I don't think you're supposed to use birth control strips on the well.
it was a
It's
drug
not,
test.
Not the same
It was a
thing.
drug test.
Well, we were
strip.
seeing if it was high on meth.
It was very high in pH.
Night, Art. Love you, bro.
What does it smell like? It smells like blood.
No, it smells irony. Like a little bit sulfury, but not super bad.
Smells more like blood than farts.
Also, we get some of the black stuff in there from time to time, which I can't. There's a name for it, but I can't remember what it's called.
Silt.
And no, silt's something else. And then we also had, when the pump blew the wines off and it was pumping for out there for an hour and we didn't even know it, it pumped up some kind of sludgy type of product. It was very
Probably not good.
not great looking, and there's been some serious debris in
Debris.
the water ever since.
Listen, my butt cheek is hurting on this chair. The more horse pump will destroy the bladder. We still don't know what a horse pump is, though.
A horsepower. It's not the bladder. The bladder's working fine.
Smells like eggs in the morning and iron in the evening.
The pressure switch, because the bladder was not pumped up properly, it was at like 11 pounds of pressure when I went out there to put air in it, and I emptied it and turned the pump off, emptied it, pumped it up, put the water back into it, and I had set it at 30. And then it worked way better because it was really low pressure and inconsistent before.
Way more better.
And then it worked better. But the pressure switch, I think when the guy put it in, he had it cycling too often at a really low pressure. And I think it was burning up the switch because the bladder was not filled up properly and it wasn't really a good pressure. So I just need to replace the switch.
Yanny. Laurel. Yanny. Laurel.
Oh.
Yehoshua.
Oh, Shalom, it's awfully late to be jumping on.
Yanny.
You got here just in time for the Shalom Alanch. Ish.
Late to the party. Bleh. What are you doing? Oh, stop
Hold on,
it!
bro.
Stop!
I'm just doing things.
Damn!
Listen, bro, I'm just going to be honest with you.
Listen, Linda. Vibes.
Shalom Alanch. Ooh, that could be a cake. Got an awesome one.
I want to talk so much crap to you guys right
Like
now. Probably time for me to get off of here.
Like a German chocolate
Feeling
with like
sassy.
some strudel on it.
Ow. Well, Kermode, you know Buckets, and he knows who tracked my number down there. Don't you have Kermode's info? Huh?
Kermode, don't you got me in the chats, bro? You got me in the chats, homie. Just hit me up.
time.
Is it? I can't, bro. Can't. I'm gonna run it till the wheels fall off. Oh,
I'm gonna go to bed.
that's what we're gonna put on some of the buckets and Bible shirts when we get them.
I'll be existing in the background.
Until the wheels fall off. Yep, that's what we're putting on them. We're gonna put now to on some of them, or maybe now to till the wheels fall
Start
off.
out with the word out till the wheels fall off.
Yeah, that's it.
Ow, I can't floss.
Oh, sheep burgers, huh? Nice.
I wonder if a baby wipe will take off the cayenne rug off my shoulder.
Nope, not a Bible salesman, man. I give them things away. All right, y'all. Well, I guess Shalom Alanch. I don't really want to get off here, though, man. I'll be honest with you. I was kind of tired, but now I got my second win since I wiggled a little bit. But we got the fall weather coming in, which is going to be the second round of tornadoes for the season. Spring and then fall. So we'll see what happens this season. So if you're not plussed up and you're not sure about it, check out Grindstone Ministries if you like going and helping and serving communities that are less fortunate or in the middle of a disaster and need some help. Definitely sign up to do that because it's worth going out and serving, man. There's something awfully special about it. All right, Mrs. Wooby, tell Woob I said shalom. I'll see him at men's retreat or maybe before then. All right. That's it then. We're going to do it. Shalom Alanch. All right, guys. Catch you next Friday. Every Friday night we do a live stream. You guys know that. Love you guys. Shalom.